I hit the Roberts Creek Congo with him, and so I'm looking for males. So that'll be Congolese, Pakistani, Thai. If I can find a nice male to
Oh,
work the Thai, and
that's
so then Congo, Pakistani,
yeah.
Indian as well. But that's not as exotic, I don't think. Pakistan, India is fairly close.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Love that. I'll be putting my hand up saying, bro, I'll test a few seeds for you.
Oh, I've got
Right.
a fat package I'm getting together for you guys right now because all the shit I promised you, plus all the shit that I made since then. So, yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love it. And that's what we got to do. We got to keep each other's pockets filled with our stashes because we're all making cool stuff. We're all into the same, or not into this, but we're all just super nerdy about what we're doing. And we can all appreciate what each other's doing. So we gotta keep sharing, man, for sure.
Oh yeah.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome.
Good evening.
How's everybody doing? So, I mean, you guys remember what I was going through. So I cut down probably about, I'd say 2/3 of what I had out there.
You did, hey?
And then, yeah, I had to. There was just too much going on them, and I wasn't gonna risk it. And so, but the good thing is by cutting all those down that were exposed, treating everything I could, and then the county did do their thing on their trees. I was able to catch everything, and the things that did seem more resistant are bouncing back. And so, yeah, I'm switching between Lost Coast, Circadian Sunrise, and then water peroxide and coconut soap.
Okay.
And so I did 2 days on of the Lost Coast, 3 days off, 2 days on of the Circadia, 3 days off, 2 days on of the peroxide and the soap, and 3 days off now. And I'm in the middle of that, and they're bouncing back. So
what's in the Circadia?
Good for you.
I can grab the bottle real quick. And
soap is good. Yeah, I love using botanical soap. Sure.
Yeah, and just the how often, the every few days is important, right? You got to keep at it.
Yeah, just keeping at it and killing the larva and the like all the stages, because at that point there's multiple stages in the mix, and so you have to kill the stages, and then once you get certain stages killed, like you're battling off the most resistant stages, the larvae, the eggs, the ones that are staying the longest, that are the deepest inside of that vegetative growth. And so like you got to soak it, and that's what I was doing. Like I'd soak them and then spray them, right at the end of the day with water every 4 days, on a regular watering day. So just doing as much as I can, and they're bouncing back. Yeah, underneath, over the top, and that was why I had to cut down the majority of the Addy Red. I was able to save some of it, some of the Addy Red I was able to save, but I had to cut down the majority of it because it was just too high to consistently spray enough, Yeah.
Well, that's that's going to be such a hard part with like starting with base genetics and hunting, is that they could have been incredibly resistant for their specific pest in their environment, but then you bring them here and we've got all kinds of invasive shit in our own unique mix, and they might just have no defense for that. And so
I don't
do things and hunt them to find them resistant for your spot, your location.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like I don't mind going. It breaks my fucking heart to have to cut down half of my crop. You know what I mean? That does, and it sucks, but like preparing for it and then having other friends around me that I can reach out to and say, hey, let me put a couple in the ground real quick from you, and hey, do you have the one I gave you to save for me just in case I actually need it?
It's hard.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Building and that network of trustworthy people that are as dedicated as you, that understand and kind of keep the same methods, but like it's hard to keep a library of moms, clones you want to keep.
Yeah.
By yourself.
What does it say? So it's Potassium, salt, fatty acid.
Okay. So safer soap. MP.
Yeah, that's it. Stearic acid, corn oil, and then corn mint oil.
Nice.
That's what the circadian sunrise is. It's an OMRI listed product.
Yeah. That corn mint,
Yeah, that
it's
doesn't sound
still
bad.
a peppermint. It's still a peppermint. They just call it corn mint, and it's a sweeter peppermint, and works well.
Okay.
It's very volatile, aromatic, so it's good deterrent.
Yeah,
I love
was
peppermint
using,
and rosemary on their own.
Rosemary's great. Yes.
I actually
I'll just do that as my preventative.
So I made the choice. I wouldn't say made the mistake because I knew what I was doing when I put it in ground, but I made the choice to plant peppermint in ground in my garden.
Yeah.
And so when it gets to growing just long enough before it starts to bolt, I'll tear it down and just cut it down and chop it up in there. And that helps, like with pests too. And I don't like to spray that much. I don't want to spray anything else that might kill some of the beneficial pests out there. I have wasps, bees. I have parasitic wasps out there, ladybugs, praying manti, dragonflies. Just galore right now is what I got. Everywhere is dragonflies right now. And so because I got to water everything, and I'm probably one of the only spots in the neighborhood that has water at 100 and some odd degrees. So, but yeah, that I was able to, save the Addy Red, and then 2 of the Mama Samchai. I was able to save 2 of those. Nice. One of them actually went from flower. It started to flower, but it re-vegged right away. And so it's on its way. I'll have to send some pictures. It's on its way into re-veg right now. I just fed them and everything like that, and they're starting to get a little happier.
Was that a clone or a seed plant?
Seed.
Really?
Yeah.
You started her indoor or out?
Indoor.
But you started it indoors and then went out, right?
Yeah, and then went out.
Yeah.
And so we'll see. It's again, some of this is just testing them to see what they'll do, and
I don't know, man. Sometimes I've had re-veg plants that just throw wicked fucking terps, just really, 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 really greasy loud after that slight re-veg. Gives them that vigor. I don't know. There's something to it. I've seen a really bad
and then
version
they come back.
Yeah, go ahead.
They come back resinous, right? They re-veg sometimes, and they're still building resin and vegging at the same time in that little transition period. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I've seen an extreme, like a failed version of that, where clones were put into flower immediately at transplant, so they're just little bitty guys, and that happened for like 2 weeks, and then went back to veg light schedule for I want to say 10 days. 11 days, and then flipped right back to flower. And so it was just stress, really bad situation with light controller and a bad programmer and all that other stuff. But the crop looked like cabbage. All the bracts looked like these really wide, they just stretched out like this lumpy leaf material, but it was the stankiest fucking flowers I've ever been in. It was wild. It was trash flower, but like, holy fuck, for some sort of distraction, it probably would have been nuts. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think there's some cool shit.
I screwed up my light depth. I'm gonna bring it up. I effed up my Landrace light. Yeah, man. So I've been tarping for about 3 weeks, just under 3, like almost 20 days. And I didn't want to fork out at the time for the legit black and white light depth tarp. So I bought a dark brown tarp from Home Depot. Don't do that. Not when it's Landrace genetics, right? So I thought about it after, and I thought, I'm an idiot. It's so obvious because it goes dark in these places, these tropical areas, and it gets pitch black at like 7:00 at night. And here in Canada, man, like the sun stays up a long time. And if there's any light coming through, they don't think it's nighttime. So this tarp obviously isn't pitch black. Right. And I've realized these plants aren't flowering, man. So I had to fork out, and I've got the big white tarp up now with the black on the inside. So it's only been 2 days. I've been light dipping for 2 days. So it's going to work, but I still have to go to November now. So I'm going to have Thai plants and West Bengal plants, and they're going to have to deal with maybe a frost. And I'm going to learn from it, man. But I thought hey man, we all make mistakes. You know, I kind of knew it wasn't and I'm gonna learn from it. And yeah, man, and I won't do it next year. And I'll you know, if anyone needs a tip, get the right tarp if you want to light dip. Do it the right way.
Dude, I've seen some tarps that were in such bad shape it looked like somebody was shooting skeet on the inside, just like bird shot. It was so bad. But yeah, I mean, I think there could be something to that too, where like you get that first frost or two on your resin glands, and it just causes them to just really condense and shoot all the last bit of resin out of them, and then maybe the flower's not finished, but it might make some decent hash. You never know.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe I'll pull some color. Maybe I'll see a Thai plant go purple that I didn't think, or that maybe no one's seen with color. Like who knows what that cold weather might do. So. Yep. I'm just going to, it's all an experiment here.
We could have a wicked season and you get to go all the way to mid-December and get to feel some gorgeous.
It happened last year.
Yeah.
I went till like December 1st last year, which was a first, and it might happen again. So
that happened to me on my very first season. And it was, I swear to God, that was still the best weed I've ever grown.
Awesome.
The second week of December, and it was amazing.
But I did a successful pollination. I had my Pashim Harmati West Bengal male, and he's done. I'm collecting his pollen now indoors in my basement, but he pollinated some Vietnamese three-ways and a Burmese and a Dr. Grinspoon cross. So I'm excited that I've got, you know, some new landrace crosses to explore later, and we'll definitely be sending some beans out to everybody. And the pollen, I'm going to use some of that pollen, and we'll dust up the landrace light dip with just some select branches. I'm not going to do the whole, well, I'm going to try not to do the whole thing. I'll make sure it's not a windy day.
Well, we got Dave coming on tonight from Golden Coast Genetics, so we're going to bring him on real quick, and we'll talk to him about some of the stuff he's got going on. All right, what's up, Dave?
Great.
What's up, Dave?
What's going on, Dave?
What's going on over there?
Nice to see you. Welcome.
Yeah, good to see you guys.
Just talking about what we've got in the ground for this season. What do you got happening?
I'm an in and out guy, so I got a little bit of all kinds of stuff everywhere.
Awesome.
For out,
love it.
But like, it's weird. I started some old stuff, and then I got my stuff, and then I got some trendy stuff. So just trying to like kind of fill the spectrum, keep myself happy and everybody else happy, but also do some exploring. Old stuff, I got Cambodian Thais going. And I got some Persians, some narrow leaf Persians going. And I tried some Africans, but those ones didn't work. So I might try a few more of those type of things. And then I got garlic skunk dog walkers, and then the garlic skunk. And then I got the Forum LCGs and all the purple trendy stuff.
Which the Forum LCG, is that the one that you had sent me?
Yeah, I think so. It's the only one with color on it. So if you remember nuggets, what color, that's definitely it.
Okay.
I'm more of a green weed guy, but my tastes aren't everybody else's. Right? So even though it might be my thing, I'll still do them.
Yep.
I don't want to be the old guy only doing old stuff. I want to be all over the damn place.
course you do.
Right, or else
Keep your diversity.
Got to keep evolving.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
What's your favorite strain you got going so far right now?
I guess the ones I'm most excited about is the Persians, because those are some of the rarest seeds that I've ever come across. Really rare.
Where's that located? Like, because that's a broad area, right? Is it?
Right, yeah, just like saying Afghanis, but people don't realize there's 30 different provinces in Afghanistan. So, right, saying Afghani is a crazy broad state. Yeah, I'm not sure. These were a dad's friend of mine gave them to me because he knew I was into weed, and he said a doctor took a lot of risks to smuggle these out of Iran. And he goes, here's some Persian seeds. And then this was early on, so he grew them in a greenhouse, and he showed me pictures, but I didn't get excited because they kind of look like sativas, right? And this is right when medical just started and everybody wants OG and you have access to all this stuff. You don't want these kind of looking plants. So they've been in the fridge for at least 15, 16 years in my fridge. It was interesting. I had the same seeds in different canisters in the same fridge. One batch would not germinate. The other batch did. And I think that all too. If you keep it in the pliable plastic containers, it lasts a lot better than buying those little sandwich containers that you still close. That's the hard plastic.
Yeah.
So I think, and I don't know how to explain it, but I think a certain type of plastic does contribute to the moisture evaporating. Versus some other plastic, I think, contains a moisture a little better.
For sure. Were those seeds in different containers? Was it the same seed stock or
same
different
seed stock? Same fridge.
Damn.
Same exact everything.
There you go.
Right? So it just has to do, even though, right, you think you're safe, you got them in a Ziploc bag in the fridge or whatever, but that Ziploc isn't perfectly sealed. So even over when you take glass out of anything cold to a warmer temperature, it condensates. So that's the only reason and if I'm stoner guy and I open the fridge and drop that on the ground and that breaks, right? So that's the only, otherwise I used to use glass too, but I'm just like, I don't want to drop it. And if I go in and out of my fridge a lot, I don't want that condensation happening.
For sure.
I kind of got away from
I've even got desiccants in the fridge just trying to soak up some moisture. Yeah,
I don't know. I used to use rice and desiccants, but I stopped that too because in my theory is I want those cells to stay moist as long as possible. I don't want nothing grabbing any moisture from them. And that's what rice and a desiccant's going to do.
I think you can.
So I don't do them together.
Sword. I guess my theory is as long as those seeds are cured properly, and then put into their container, which is clean and fairly sterile, they're good. I don't want to add no rice or desiccants or any of that stuff, right? And I don't want to in the seed packs, I don't want them in those containers sitting on a sponge, you know what I mean, to protect the seeds. Yeah, that's really cool and all, but I don't want nothing pulling away from that moisture from the cells. That's just my theory. I'm not saying, I'm right, everybody's wrong. It's just over time, that's what I've learned.
So do you suggest a good long, like what I do? Because some people, I've heard people, they try to put their seeds away and they get moldy seeds and they're obviously not letting them cure and dry long enough. Yeah. So I'll let my seed plant hang for 3 weeks. If it's a weed plant, I hang it for like 2 weeks usually.
Oh yeah,
the seed plant I'll hang for 3, and then I'll take the seeds out of the plant, clean it all up, and then I let those seeds air dry for another week on my kitchen table. So like a month to dry out.
Exactly.
What do you think about that?
A few things will happen you got to pay attention to. If your plants have any botrytis, a septoria, or powder mildew, removing those seeds could leave spores in the seeds. If those seeds get into a moist environment, maybe a glass container or whatever, that could make those seeds go moldy. So what I do is hang the plant. When the stems break like normal, it's ready. And then I'm a kind of sneaky over time. I learned some stuff. I trim the plant, a rough trim. Then I take all the buds on them with the seeds and put them in the freezer, and I shake it in the freezer, because then I get maximum keef return. And I learned when I shake them and take them out of the freezer and go through the seeds, it doesn't hurt the seeds at all. So that's one of the little areas where I kind of get sneaky. Is I was tired over the years of ripping apart buds and ruining all the resin and not getting nothing. So one time someone gave me a bunch of weed to make bubble hash with, and we made a bunch of bubble hash, and I threw the trash in the yard, and it took like 5 or 6 days later, all the trash started sprouting because there were seeds in it. So I went, oh, so they got to be wet for a few days. If I freeze them and then get them back into a cool environment where they're not wet, they'll be fine, most likely. And that's what I've been doing for over 10 years now. And that's where I get all my dry sift. And the best dry sift comes from when you freeze it, because the trikes get brittle. The heads want to break off, but the vegetative matter isn't as brittle. So your keef will be a lot cleaner. And the less you shake it in the freezer, the better the quality. Because you can keep shaking it, but then you're going to start getting the setosis hairs and all that stuff in there, right? So what you
want your keef clean,
what you get out, and sometimes less is more. And that's hard because you got all this weed in there, and you're like, "Fuck, I could get more." And when I was first starting out, I was like, "Fuck, I'm going to shake it forever." Then you start getting the green keef, and really, that's real keef, because in Morocco. Keef as we know it, they have these long pipes with these little bowls, and they grind the weed into powder, and that's keef. And they put it in these real long little pipes and smoke keef. So yeah, there's a few definitions for keef, right? They call it palm, POLM. There's a whole bunch of terms for trichomes removed from the plant. But that's the other thing about the plants drying. You dry the plants really good. Make sure they don't have no funny business. Collect all the seeds, and then I leave them out on the counter for at least a week to let them cure. Because what happens if they're too fresh, the shell's too pliable, and when they germ, they can't pop the shell open. Right? It gets too stretchy, and the embryo can't crack that shell and pop it open. But by leaving them and making sure they're nice and dry, that's when it'll crack around the rim. When the embryo starts going, it's easier for it to crack. So that's like when you do the old seeds, you want to crack them to help them germinate, is because they don't have enough energy to punch that shell open. So you want to assist them, right? Kind of like a C-section. When a woman's given born and she can't get the baby out, they have to cut her to assist the baby coming out. And that's kind of what we're doing when we're cracking that seed.
Taking away a lot of the early stress off that.
Yeah, we're trying to give it its best chance to survive as possible based on what's going on with it.
And if you're storing your seeds too, when you're shucking them out of the plant, get all those paper skins off, all the little
leaf. Yeah, they got to be clean.
All your really dead seeds, all your preemies, go through and sift them before you store them. And that'll help with your preservation and stuff not going moldy as well.
I do it old school on set up a thing and cart them. Yep. Move that to the side, get them and cart them again, and then start blowing all the crap out and separating the seeds and getting all the debris out completely, even the powder, and then separating the light seeds from the dark seeds. Right? Everything, you got to do it by hand.
I have a giant raw rolling tray, and it's got some pretty tall sides on it. So I'll go outside and I'll winnow with it in the wind, just like
I've done that too. Or turn on the fan. You find the right distance from the fan, and drop it, and it blows all the bullshit away and all this.
Yep.
I pull out my wife's hair dryer.
Where you winnow.
I use the wife's hair dryer in my big trim bin. Same thing.
Yeah.
So I come and I blow the hair dryer in while I'm shaking the trim bin. And it blows out the white seeds too. If you get the angle right, it'll blow because they're lighter than the dark ones. So yeah, blow all that shit out of there.
Right, we're just replicating what the Native American Indians were doing. They would take their grains and toss them in the basket, and then the wind would blow away all the husk, and they'd be left in the basket with all the seeds. Right? So none of us invented this. We're just replicating what happened already, and maybe we learned to add some new bells and whistles to it.
Sure. It's kind of crazy when we treat it like a plant, and how deep the human knowledge of taking care of plants is, and what to do with them and how to process them. If you just look a little bit, don't need the machinery.
That's humans' instinct to survive, right? That's how we became humans. We have such a drive to survive as our species that we learned everything about everything almost.
Yeah. It's cool.
So yeah, just doing all kinds of weird stuff. Excited about the Iranians. I've done the Cambodian ties before. That's called the Johnny D, and it's pretty famous in Hawaii for being a rare thing. It's been there forever. It kind of grows like an indica, not like a typical sativa. It's like a broadleaf Southeast Asian type.
Interesting.
Very cool.
You've got some other interesting stuff like that. You've got a broadleaf Mexican indica, something like that, Dave. Tell us a little bit about
just
your
Mexican indica seeds. They weren't super broadleaf, but it wasn't definitely it's not narrow leaf. So it's an indica. And that's right. Yeah. Again, you mentioned that in this book right here I happen to have. Have you guys ever seen this one? Marijuana's
the Grower's Handbook. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I've got that.
I just didn't recognize that cover of it.
Yeah, I've got a newer cover of that too.
Somewhere in here it has like regions, like they show Mexico and they talk about northern Mexico were indicas. And the further south you get are sativas. So even in this old book, they talk about how northern Mexico was indicas. More WLD plants instead of NLD plants.
And was there
that was really interesting. Here's something that's kind of cool too, is that's the big thing everybody's interested in, right? That's the sun patterns around the world.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Daylight hours plus.
Yeah, based on where you're at, where the sun travels around the planet.
Gotcha.
And that's why I think that's the 28th longitude or whatever. That's the straightest line around the planet. And that's where all of our best legendary genetics kind of come from, is weed that grows along that longitude, because the sun's directly overhead, so the plants really express themselves, right? And I think that's like Thailand. It shoots all the way around. It goes through all the places that have the best stuff. I don't know if that shows it.
So the North Mexican broadleaves, what was the purpose of their cultivation? Was it for resin, for hashish, for seed?
Well, that's where it gets interesting. Mexico's weed history is so much older than America's. So they knew what was going on with the plant way before us gringo dudes.
Well, I heard they made a specific type of charas where they had like the leather chaps and leather sleeves where they would go through and collect on horseback. And they could get resin that way, and then they'd gather the resin off of the leather sleeves, leather chaps. Don't know if there's any truth to that.
Hash was super rare in South America because that environment doesn't produce the plants that have exterior resin. So here's kind of when my dad was in high school, like 63, they used to go to buy weed at the Mexican border in high school, and the guy would ask him, do you want the kind for the bath? Or do you want the kind to smoke? So when you guys hear that, what do you get out of that?
An incense or
one's going to calm you down, right? Your bath is going to chill you out.
Well, think about it. Do you want one for the bath, or do you want one to smoke?
Yeah.
One to wash and one to wash and one to smoke.
One CBD, because CBD doesn't get you high, right? But the other one gets you high.
Okay.
Right? So you can kind of tell the Mexicans already knew what CBD was before everybody knew what CBD was. They acknowledged, just like the Indians, these plants are good for fiber. These goods are seeds for protein and oils. These good, right? And then, but this ones are good for getting you high for religious shit or whatever, shamans.
Mhm.
That's a whole separate plant. And these cultures around the world noticed that right away and started like, they started dividing off based on the use and based on where they're at. So Mexico, right, they're just like Vietnamese, they're very entrepreneur. When a good idea for a business starts up, they're on it right away and they do a good job. So they saw the gringos like the marijuana. There's a value there. They get on it right away. Right. And it spreads throughout the country and all of Colombia, everywhere. And they're on it. They're supplying the market. And in between those farmers, I imagine, oh, this one gives us much more weed, so let's try to grow these next time. And that's how things start getting refined and end up in places because, right, this one doesn't grow good here, but my cousin up in Chihuahua or wherever up north, that weed grows really good there. Right? So maybe that's how the indicas happened up north because those plants grew better because they're further away from the equator. Yep. Yeah. And then the stuff closer to the equator, they concentrate more based on where they're at, where it does good.
Yeah. Because I'm in northern Arizona.
Us
and
white people show up and think we know everything and start labeling shit on shit that dudes already knew. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm in northern Arizona, and there's not like
I can say it. I'm a white guy. I know this. White people are crazy.
There's not massive swings of daylight, but like I can't get a long flowering or an equatorial to hardly even trigger until my daylight's almost
so
11
I was
hours a day.
talking to Avi about that, and I know we figured out a way you guys can do that.
Depping early for sure.
The opposite. You got to put a light out there and keep it on for about 2 hours. When your sunset happens, keep that light on for another 2 hours. The plant will get used to those hours. So when your light finally drops, that amount of light dropping with their light off now, will make them trigger. And that'll be enough to keep them going.
I had a Burmese that I had in clone. She was 4 or 5 clone generations away from the seed plant. And I was under 18.6 indoor. And I set her outside in early June, and she just never triggered.
Yeah. So Ryan, where you're at, before the light triggers and start losing hours, about how long are the hours? Are you like
14 and a half
morning till 10 at night light?
No, not quite 10. We get about 14 and a half hours. So like we'll get daylight, but not sunbreak, not sunrise until about 5:45, and then sunset at like 8:30.
That's like 14. What about you, Damon? It stays lighter way up there longer, right?
Yeah, I'm similar to Ryan, but definitely we get at least an extra hour on top of that for sure where I'm at. Because I'm not in northern Canada, I'm in southern Canada, so I'm pretty close to Seattle.
You're not I thought you were by
similar.
the Klondike.
No, like I'm not up in Alaska with AK bean braces, So I'm south, but I mean still I still get that
so
extra
if you
hour.
follow me, let's pretend light comes up at 7, goes down at 9, which is much longer than even California.
Yeah.
Okay.
And your plants aren't triggering, right? So what you would do is put any kind of light, and it doesn't have to be a lot of wattage. It's to keep it in veg for another 2 hours longer after your sunlight goes down, right? Gotcha. So now that plant is used to 7 to 10 hours of light. So when your light finally changes and starts going down, there's going to be such a difference. It's going to trigger the plant and make it flower the whole time. So instead of light depping it, you want to do it the opposite and add an extra light for a couple hours on it, whether that's in the morning before the sun comes up or at night. Get it used to that photo period, and then take the light away once the natural sunlight starts diving down.
Interesting. Yeah. And then that would probably also work better if it was, say, a clone. Do you think it's also going to work, right? Because
Well, I think it's genetics based, and that's the evolutionary fingerprint that's in those genetics. So it doesn't matter how big the plant is, it's just that photo period interruption. And what's going on there is there's not enough interruption to trigger it. You know what I mean? It gets so much light during the day, and then your light drops off, and it's doesn't know that, so it can't trigger. So you gotta trick it somehow, make it think it's a different photo period, and make it trigger itself.
That or grow like a 3-foot clone in veg indoor at like 18.6 photo period.
Yeah,
and drop her
24
out.
hours, 20 hours.
Yeah, but drop her outside.
That's going to make them trigger for sure.
Yeah,
that's what would be like adding the light outside is getting it to those type of hours outside.
Yeah.
Even though it gets dark, you got that 40-watt bulb keeping it vegging. Right? And it doesn't have to be a lot of light, only 30, 40 watts. It'll do it.
Yeah, Christmas lights.
Yeah. So you could 2 ways. You could dep it, or you could go the opposite and add light in the veg period and then drop it off when flower time comes. Yeah, that's what I was trying to ask Rob. Is there a category or name for those type of plants that do that? Right? He said he didn't know. It's just based on where they're at. Plants will react like that over their evolutionary trait. So I imagine the more north you go and the more south you go on the planet, that's what those plants are going to do, right? The autoflowers and ruderalis types and stuff that's used to either no light or a shitload of light. Right? I went to Sweden and it never got dark. So I get it now.
Yeah.
And that's weird. Especially if you're a human being and your whole life you've saw nighttime, and then you get on a plane and within hours later you're like, it fucks with you. So I imagine it must fuck with plants too.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, our plants are wondering what we're doing to them sometimes, right? You know, I've got Thai plants here in Canada, and they're like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
Right? They really are, man. So I'm light depping. I'm trying. I'm attempting.
I'm surprised with how well the Thai is tolerating the heat here in Arizona. I mean, we just had our monsoon, so they were loving that. They love the humidity, but man, we're 108, 110 the other day, and severe UV exposure, and she's just loving it. She's like, fuck yeah, give me more. Yeah.
As long as the root base is cool and moist, wheat plants can take a shitload of heat.
Yep.
Yeah.
In the ground.
As soon as that, right? Because what happens is the roots, when it gets hot, they constrict and they can't take up the water and stuff to keep themselves okay in the sun. So as long as you keep those roots cool, that's why they do the smart pots real wide and then put the hay, because they can keep those roots cooler than being deep down in somewhere. And it's hard to get the water in there.
I did that one.
It's the trade-off. During the summer, you could dump a shitload of water, but then you wash all your nourishment out.
Yeah.
So it's the balance between keeping the roots cool, but keeping enough nourishment in there. And that's the tricky one.
Yeah.
July, August for everybody.
Yep.
Arizona must be right, like kind of like Cali, just miserable at the end of July into August. Ugh. Everything's just so hot and dry everywhere.
Got to drink your Brondo. You need your electrolytes a lot.
Oh yeah. I remember I went out to Phoenix one time for my birthday in September to visit my sister, and I'm an early riser, and so I was getting up at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. and
95.
Everything's dead until fucking 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, until night. I'm not used to everything being dead then, you still get up and move around. No, everything came to life once the sun went down. Everybody was everywhere. It was crazy. It was a whole different world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's like Minnesota and North Dakota is the opposite, right? It's so cold they got to hunker down all the time and only come out when it's sunny outside. They run outside all excited. And then this Arizona, Cali, Nevada guys are like, oh shit, close all the curtains. Don't go outside until it's dark time.
No, I'll take 105 before 45. any fucking
Oh,
day.
me too. I'm a lizard guy.
I cannot.
I love the hot days. The hot days, I'm out there sweating, dying, and I'm like, bring it on, because I've got to deal with the winter. So I'll take the heat, man, and I'll put up with it. I'll deal with it, and I try not to complain. Don't complain, right? Not if you're from somewhere cold.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
I think I'm a lizard because I hate the cold. I like the heat. It's not a problem at all.
I can't function. I get all bitchy, and I'm just like,
you gotta wear all this
like,
inconvenient and all this clothes you gotta put on and take off and put on. Oh, fuck that shit.
Send me south. I don't know why my ancestors were so dumb enough to settle up north. I don't understand it. What was wrong with some of these people? Why'd they go north? Why'd they go super south? Like, everyone in the center of the planet is just having a great life, you know, where all the sativas grow, man. They say that, right? That the sativas grow, or they give you that type of effect because everyone's loving their life, right? And then
eat fresh fruit every day and fucking hang out in the ocean and like,
good times, man.
I think it's all relative. No matter where you go, after a little while, it sucks. I don't care.
It's boring.
Right? How many have you guys have moved in a new house and been all stoked for like the first month, and after a while, but same shit. It's just the same a new spot, right? Because and then a lot of times you don't hear about all the bullshit, right? Mosquitoes and malaria and all that tropical shit and weird bugs and spiders and shit and. Shit, if you get bit in Thailand by something, it takes you like 2 hours to get to the hospital. Fuck yeah, sativas are great, but you guys can keep them over there. I ain't going over there. No. No one ever shows you the other side of shit. It's always
worms getting in your feet.
Right? India, the fucking every road you're on over there is collapsing and falling down. You can't even get around up. What the fuck? Bro, keep the weed. It's cool.
Yes.
Awesome.
We were driving down the road in India, and like 2 months before we were there's this cafe on the side of the road that now is down the side of the mountain.
Bro, I think that's every year they build a new cafe and one slides down, right?
Yeah,
and
it's nice.
They build a new one and a cafe slide. Yeah, those
the way they live. They're used to it. It's normal, just like we deal with 115-degree days in monsoon season. Like it's part of their fucking life.
That's what I'm saying. I bet it's all relative.
Normal. That's an extreme.
We
normal.
wish we could be there, and I bet they wish they could be here. Right,
sure.
Driving that's smooth, that's not bumpy in a car with the air conditioner and shit. Bro, you know that road's all bang, 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 and the windows in the car are fucked up, air conditioner's barely working. Not to be racist, but there's a bunch of smelly people in there, right? Because things are different. That's a tough experience, man. You got to be on it.
Good point.
Right? You got to be passionate to go do. My friend just went over there last year, and he's like, bro, with Irizing and all those guys. He goes, Dave, it's miserable. We had to hike miles and miles to get in a car to drive an hour, and then the roads washed out. We had to hike another 3 hours to get in a car to drive an hour. Yeah. It's like, oh, man.
Yeah, we had a 6-hour route around because one of the mountain passes just had a landslide. So it would have taken us like 2 hours to get to where we were going, but it took us 6 instead. And so, but that was cool. It's just part of the journey. Like we ended up getting
that's what I'm saying.
We ended up getting
the adventureness and the mindset. Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Woke this dude up who was sleeping in his hammock on his house / tire shop, and he fixed our fucking tire right there at like 2:00 in the morning. And we smoked him out with some spliffs and some hash, and it was fucking amazing. Like, dude went back to sleep happy. We had a new tire and we got back on the road. Like, it's all part of the life.
I wish Mexico was like that.
Yeah, it was bizarre how like
Mexico would be awesome if it was like you could smoke weed and right, because it's all that kind of stuff. Little shops on the side of the road, people with their little things cooking food, and you get to meet people and right, cruise all the way down to Mexico. Right, you'd have your indicas. You get down mid Mexico, it's a hybrid zone. Go further south, all for all the sativa guys.
Love it.
Too bad Mexico. I think they should.
Isn't it getting better? Because they've got, don't they have dispensaries now? So it's got to be better now. I haven't. Maybe
it gets better than America, and we could all just move there.
Yeah,
that's
Instead of Mexicans invading America, will be gringos invading Mexico.
Yeah, I'm
First, we
coming.
got to stop fighting over who's right and wrong, and just do our own thing to the best of our ability. And
Well, all those stupid white people and people can stay in America. You can have it. Fuck it, you guys can have it. You guys fucking ruined it
I'll
already.
take it. I'll take it. I'm coming.
Yeah,
Right.
you guys
I can't-
fucking-
see right
we had
there,
a good
somebody-
house. It wasn't perfect, but we had a good house. And now you get fucked it off like Kid Rock shit. It's all fucked off now.
That's why we grow good
Shit
weed.
in the kid, half the White House is in pieces, and oh my god.
That's why we love our little gardens.
Country. Oh, next thing you know, they're gonna try to take Canada and Vancouver.
They can have it.
Fucking idiot.
I'm going south, man. They can have it.
We'll just say we're gonna take this country too. And then they're gonna rename some more oceans, right?
We need some more relaxed borders. I agree. Because realistically, I'd love to come and work down in Colorado, California, anywhere where you guys are enjoying the warm weather. Like I want to
Right.
come have a nice long warm winter, but I can't come play with you guys. It's too tight. You know, we need to
I get
relax
it.
the borders and let people mingle.
The
And
Canada
move and
customs
enjoy
are
their
also
life.
dicks, though, kind of towards Americans going into Canada. But
Yeah.
I get
They're
it,
dicks.
and I think they
for
should
us.
be now.
Yeah. If we
Right?
go
I
and come
remember
back,
doing
we had a hard
skateboard
time.
tours up there, and it was a nightmare trying to get into Canada. And then it was a nightmare
yeah.
trying to leave. They thought I was
Yeah.
trying to sneak out of Canada because my name's French, so they didn't want to let me out of the airport. Then they finally get to get out of the airport. You got to pay a fee, and if you don't pay the fee, you can't leave the airport, and you miss your plane. Boy, that place is crazy. But now I
Yeah,
get
man,
it.
I believe
Shit.
that.
I mean, shit, they should be even more jerks to America because look what's going on.
Yeah.
Wait, this dude wants to charge you guys taxes for smoke coming into America. Is that the latest?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so fucking embarrassed, dude.
I
Just
mean,
to-
we've got like the second biggest forest on the planet. It's not like we're out there raking up pine cones trying to. I
no,
mean,
that's what he wants everybody to do. Go rake the forest so fires don't
Yep.
start. He said that
Yeah.
shit.
we
that
don't even
moron-
live up north. There's nobody up there, man. They're just the fires
Anybody
burn.
from another country, I am so embarrassed and I'm so sorry, but I don't know what to do. Everybody's banging their war drum, but no one listens. This dude keeps just causing shit everywhere. And man,
take the
they
good
almost
with the
caught
bad
him
and
like
we make
2
the
or
best of
3
what we can.
times. What kind of shit
Yeah.
is that? Even one time is amazing. I mean, I'm old enough to remember that Ronald Reagan shit. And that was like a massive big deal. This dude's had 3 of those on him. Like, whoa. I don't know what the planet's
Something
weird
good.
now.
You just got to be optimistic. Something good comes from it, right? Because
You-
so much crazy shit happens. Something crazy good, like eventually the balance will come back.
I get the yin and
Something-
The
yang.
pendulum's
How much
gotta
people
swing,
have
yeah.
to suffer.
Yeah.
Enough
But thank
suffering
God we got
already.
good weed
Yeah.
now.
That's a good question, Ron. I heard that this hemp bill update got
Right.
pushed a month, and that they're considering that
people are
it's
saying.
only for synthetic formulations, right? It's
Yep.
not for whole plant extracts, and I don't know what that means. What considers synthesis though? Is using a solvent considered a synthetic extract? Because you're going to be changing a few things, but I don't know. It's
I
all
don't
going to
know.
come
I
out in
mean-
the language. It's all going to wash out in the language. That's what it really breaks down.
Yeah. I think it's, the corporate interests that really have the most influence right now on what legislation is going to actually be built in to the law, and really what we got to do is what corporate influences are the ones actually influencing those laws, and we got to put more pressure on those corporate influences as consumers,
Sure.
that's the part that sucks about it is actually doing the work to find out who those those players are that are actually benefiting
It's
the
big
right
pharma.
causes. Yeah.
So that's what this will be is everything that is considered Schedule 3 by law will be FDA approved. So that means it's going to have to go through trials. It's going to have to be formulated. It's going to have to be tested, blah, 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 before it ever becomes even considered for Schedule 3 status.
Patent pending.
So essentially, everything that we all do as an industry and as a home grower and all that doesn't apply. It doesn't apply to hardly anything to what we're doing. And all this registration and blah, blah, blah is just to keep tabs on everybody. Anybody that's registering for medical.
We got two types of oranges. We got tangerines and oranges. One is the hemp bill, one is Schedule 3, and those are laws, but they're different, and they affect all of us differently.
Yes.
Right? And in my opinion, I don't like to really talk about this shit, but I don't think Schedule fee is going to really affect anybody unless they're in a state that never had recreational or medical. Any state that has recreational or medical, nothing's going to change.
No.
There's too much tax revenue being brought into those states for them to give it away that easy.
Unless
the states will
flip flops on their enforcement.
Well, and that what's going to happen is the states are going to fight back against the federal enforcement. You know, they're gonna go into the courts and say it's federal overreach. There's already states. You know, the only way to really. The only real legal way to line it all out is deschedule.
Yeah.
Or you can't really reschedule because then you put the federal government over the states, and with the federal government have already setting a precedent of stepping aside and allowing the states, so many of a percentage of the states to actually do their own thing. You kind of, the federal government kind of already shot itself in the foot. I mean, the right lawyers could fight those cases in the courts the right way and drag this on. It's going to be a litigation case for the next who knows how many years. And it's all about moving the right chess pieces on the board into the right places, and who's going to be the king makers and the queen makers.
Well, no, the book's already written. Again, we're in a certain chapter. The playbook's already figured out. These are just steps they go through to get to their end goal, right? And again, this is Hemp Bill Schedule 3. And these are two, as far as us individuals concerned, these are two different beasts, right? We're just little pieces in this puzzle. Because if we look at this with a compassionate attitude, we've already lost. Because we know capitalism is globally taking over and everything's coming down to the bottom dollar. And the people with the money have the most pull, and they're going to make maneuvers to pull to get shit in their position to capitalize the most. And that's what we're going to see first, probably with the Schedule 3. That doesn't seem as much with the hemp bill, but that is a goal there. But Schedule 3 will see that. So any companies now making money on full spectrum CBD, there's a lot of value, right? And those states are going to be for that because they're getting a lot of revenue from that. So those people will 100%. Fight on the hemp bill, right? That's our hope for the hemp bill. Schedule 3, they've even talked about this. What they could do is you fill your DEA form out. They do your background check. Let's say they approve you. You're producing medicine. They may do like a lot of medicines that the government do is you produce the medicine. The government buys it off of you and supplies it to the patients instead of the patient getting it directly from the grower.
100%.
Skipping the taxes.
Be like most medicine nowadays to where it really doesn't matter. All that's going to be bought by the government. So at that point, we know quality is going to go out the window because the core passion community definitely won't be involved in that. And it's all going to be about bottom dollar.
Yeah, it'll be $80 a pound if you're lucky.
Regardless. Well, eventually, realistically, here's something to think about. Nothing in medical in the world says smoke is good.
Nope.
So they're going to phase out smoke and make it all in concentrate and put it in vape pens, and they'll claim vape pens are way more safe than smoking, and that's how they'll phase out the smoking. Because they don't want you smoking in cigarettes in clubs and bars no more. They want that gone. So that's
There's gonna be a
the
lot of
how can we make weed legal and be able to smoke it if they don't even want you smoking cigarettes anywhere anymore? Right? They want to phase out smoking completely because there's more profit in making vape pens, because now we don't have to worry about the quality and what genetic it is. We're just going to rip it all apart
They've
and
done
then
it
together to what the market wants.
That's like what we were talking
They did
about
it
when
here.
we first came on, Ryan, you know, and how
Fletcher
they're,
made
you
a
know.
good point. I heard him on a show the other day. Sorry, Andy. He
you're
said
good.
another big problem is when we all started growing weed, there was incentive to grow weed. We all made some money.
Yeah.
Now you're not going to make money. So what incentive it is for young people to get involved and grow weed? So where's the future of weed?
They're taking it away because up here now it's so federally legal that there's only this many big players. They run all of it. They're slowly taking away our numbers on our medical because, you know, we got our licenses that say you can grow X amount of plants. But every year when you apply for the same amount, they give you a new license with less, even though you've paid for X amount. They shave a little bit off every year. And the companies there's less companies every year. And then the bigger ones just buy everyone out. You can't buy seeds here. I have to buy seeds from you guys, from America or from Europe, right? So here they've taken it all away. They're taking away your medical. They're taking away seed sales. And they're taking away all the little mini players. They're kind of phasing out. And it's just a few big guys in charge of everything.
But isn't that the whole planet? Pepsi owns everything. Anheuser-Busch owns everything. And that's the way it is, right? Everybody
that's the way they want it.
1%ers, well, that's who they are, right?
Yeah,
and then
and the value,
like the governments wanting to be one of those people assisting them, and they're going to change laws however they want to benefit them and their buddies, because dude, we schedule for how long? Biden cool with it. He just kind of lets it idle. Obama lets it idle right when the time's right. Let's not rush into shit. And this monkey gets in there and boom, all of a sudden he loves weed. He's like a weed expert and knows, and weed's good. And I'm going to sign this shit right away. Because, he's got all his big money buddies saying, if you do this, we can make this much money and we'll give you this much.
Yeah. Well, what I think we can recognize,
it's every country around the planet.
Yeah. I think what we can recognize is that's probably the inevitability, but that's normal, right? That happens to everything else. And so if you really like soda pop, there's some badass artisanal soda pop makers that make wicked concoctions, and they do it out of their house or their little shop, and you just got to go find them, and you can get it delivered to your house for the most part. Yeah. And so
it's a mindset, right?
Yeah.
You just have to have the right mindset, and you don't have to be a part of that.
Yep. Exactly. And so at the other side of it, if we have cannabinoid-based pharmaceuticals, isn't that better than petroleum derivative-based pharmaceuticals? Ultimately, at the end of the day, quality goes out the window. We're not talking about smoke. We're not talking about flower, but cannabinoid-based medicine might be more functional and useful for the human species. So let's let it happen.
If they actually cared about humans getting better.
Well,
and as long as you've got 5 flavors,
the dollar's bottom line, which is most profit. Yeah, which is the most profit.
Well, and that's
there's a lot of people saying pharmaceuticals now too. There's a lot of people.
More educated populace is what's helping this push to understand that there is more benefit to the plant now. The fact that there's an acknowledgement that there is more benefit to the plant now is key number one. Like
a win.
Is the ultimate win. Like I'm sure we can all admit that. Like the fact that it is okay to grow it in most of America right now, like we've gotta be at least thankful for that right now. Now can we hold on to it? Can those of us that really have the passion commit to those locations and to those jobs, to see it out. Can they? Will they? You know, and we're right at the beginning of that. And I understand you, Dave. I'm almost 50. I get it, Dave. Like I watched industry after industry fold to corporatism. You know, capitalism, great, but corporatism is a different beast. Like it's a different structure than true capitalism and true free market. Like the monopolistic behavior in a corporate environment is what we want to avoid in a true capitalist society, you know, and we're falling away from that. You know, I'm all for capitalism, but let's be honest, when it's they're grouping up and creating a monopoly is monopolistic behavior in any industry, what we want to see. I don't want to see it in the cannabis industry. So that means like I should volunteer my duties to the corporate world from time to time. You know, I should not push away my friends that are willing to work for the corporate industry. I'm not going to do that. You know, like good for you. I'm glad you got that job. You know,
but
are you doing the research?
American Indians, they would kill buffaloes and trade the furs. Is that capitalism or is that social?
Right.
I mean, in its purest form, that is capitalism. Yeah.
But it's in a way socialism too, because they didn't exploit. And that's the problem. We've been taught and ingrained in our head to exploit. No matter where it comes from, get it because it gives you more. And then they create this shit all around us to make you have to compete with other successful people. So you want more. And then it's a snowball effect, and humans can't help getting caught up in the whole thing. Right? When the AI goggles come out, you got to get the AI, and the new iPhone came out. Right? Who cares if it's a 14? But no, I got to get the 17 because, and then 6 months from now, the 18 is going to come out. And the phone works the same way. Right?
It's funny. I think all of this is happening for a moment so that Americans can understand we got enough. You know.
Well, again, it's the whole.
We got enough material shit down the world.
The problem is humans are too smart for their own good.
Yeah, we've got enough shit, and it's time to slow down. You know,
we don't know how to slow down. We're too smart for our own good. The only thing that's that's why left is the thing that the humans haven't seen left, right?
Maybe that's why the weeds coming.
They've ruined it in some way or another. Right now, Elon wants to go to outer space, and I guess God told him it's okay to litter out of space with all his bullshit. Right? Like humans are crazy. They're become too smart for their own good, and it's getting them in fucking trouble. You develop all the technology, and you don't even understand the technology you built. You still want to keep building more shit, and you don't understand how the other shit completely works yet.
I want to smoke what Elon's smoking.
We figured that out. Whatever that. Fuck, we've got the fire at the heart of the stars within our hands, and we're still fumbling around with it while, like Dave said, continuing to make generation after generation of useless tech. It's like, to what end? To what end?
And you know what? The funny thing is, what's the one thing that all of these people watching this show and us on this show, what's the thing that makes us the happiest at the end of the day? Is it our cell phone?
Isn't money,
or is it the plant? It's as simple as a plant that you could grow in your backyard is really that one thing that connects us all, and that there's not much money involved in that, growing that plant, harvesting that plant, and getting high and having that open
it's just
mind.
The mindset behind the money, right? Money's not bad. Sure. It's the mindset behind the money.
Yeah, of course.
And we're all of us are probably pretty lucky somewhere in the universe we had good karma because we were born with the mindset to where our passion isn't money. Right? We could go out and do stuff and be happy and we don't have to have money. But those money people, everything has to be money. And as soon as they don't have it, they're not happy. So we know how to find happiness without money. And that's most of the weed people are like that. Most of the weed people.
I mean, it's like panic mode because they don't know how to survive. They wouldn't know their identity is wrapped up in making sure that they can continue to consume and do the things that they do. That's how they identify with themselves. And so,
Well, like Terrence McKenna said, weed makes you stop and think. You become very analytical. So if you start analyzing yourself, you start getting answers. Some people probably can't handle those answers, so they put up a defense and go into denial, where people like us, fuck, this is my life. It's not that bad. Fuck it, right? As long as I can
actually pretty cool
and grow a plant, I'm happy. I don't need the Lambo and the Rolex and all the bullshit. So somehow the karma gave us a decent operating system. So we're intaking, even though there's a bunch of bullshit out there, we're kind of like, it is what it is. We're all right. That's the way I look at it. My life's shitty, but I look around and see people suffering way more than me. So I'm like, fuck. My life is miserable, but not like their life. So I'm happy.
Yeah.
A little more awake, right? A little more grounded. It keeps you grounded.
I don't know how. It's just I didn't ask for it. It just happens, and thank God I can have that mindset. You know what I mean? Families with 5 kids having to walk to the store in this heat and shit can barely be able to afford the groceries. Shit, I can get in my car and drive to Jack in the Box and get a shitty burger, but shit, at least I get to drive there, and right. So you just got to learn to appreciate shit. I think.
100%.
I think that's where
fucked up shit is. If you learn to appreciate shit, it isn't too bad.
I think that's where this plant helps a lot of people too. Building a relationship with it is that the good stuff doesn't last forever, and the bad stuff doesn't last forever. You have your ups and downs. You have your good and bad, and it just
it turns you into a monk. Makes you meditate. You take a hit, you start fucking thinking of shit. And
like I don't know
answers to shit when you start thinking about shit.
If you start paying attention, you'll notice that it's the effort and the attention that you give throughout the whole grow that usually ends up returning a good crop. And so it's like a very reciprocal thing that the more you put in, the more you get out with attention and noticing things. Not necessarily more effort and more work and more money and more inputs. That's not what I mean. It's just more attention to the cycles and attention to the things that end up good, and tying that, being able to chase the dots back, that those were the things that happened that made the thing good, and just trying to replicate that over and over again. And this plant gives you that opportunity because it's a new time every season. It's an
it shows you the results of your effort every time.
Yeah, very fast. Whereas like if you're trying to grow a new apple tree
or a good effort, it's going to show it.
Yeah, if you try and grow a new apple tree, you could grow it for 10 years before you find out it's a crappy apple tree. You know, so the fruit of this tree
and bouncing back from a bad grow.
Yeah.
You can get a huge sense of satisfaction if you do take a hit, right? Like if you've got to chop down some plants because of pest, rebuild, right? You can really something like that. Take a hit.
It sure makes you appreciate when your plants come out good again.
Yeah.
You're like, this fucking thing is beautiful. Oh my God.
Then it makes you want to do those things again to try and make it happen again. And it's the little attention to detail that really wraps it up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I learned a lot from fucking up though, ruining plants, not paying attention or dropping the ball, and kind of glad I did that.
Yes.
Right? Because then I learned, and I learned a lot of stuff, right? That container doesn't hold the moisture long enough. You fried that thing, and you kind of fried it, but it's kind of coming back. But you know what I mean? You learn a lot from that shit.
Oh shit! Those moths are budworms. I need to pay attention to those when they start showing up. Like you start seeing
all the subtle stuff. All the subtle stuff.
I chase those ones now. I know those ones too now.
Oh, those little fucking white fuckers.
I hate them all. Any little thing that flies.
Oh, dude. I ain't gonna lie. I love some things that fly. You know,
something.
And it's funny. One of my
there's
neighbors
not enough of them to make it worth it.
One of my neighbors hates that I have wasps, and I love wasps. Like I love wasps.
Yeah.
And especially the predatory wasps that I have, like there's these little ones. He hates them, but I let them hive up wherever they want to on the right side of on the farther side of my house because they're amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I give my wasps water. I feed them. I
Yep.
do. When it's hot out, I put a pot right above them. They've got a little nest in my wall, and I put a pot above them, and I overwater the pot a little bit on a hot day, and then they all come out for the water because I see them. I see them out there, and they're attacking, man. They're fighting for me out here.
Yeah.
Don't kill everything that flies.
No, I
I
just
mean, as long as you don't mess with them, they don't mess with you. Like, don't attack them; they won't attack you.
right. White flies, don't like them. Rarely get them, but don't like white flies.
Leaf
Any-
hoppers.
they're
any
everywhere.
type of moth.
Yeah.
Butterflies
Yeah.
aren't too bad because they're so big. You're gonna see a big ass caterpillar, right? It's any
Yeah.
type of moth I hate. I fucking hate. And how
Tomato
do you
worms.
just kill moths only,
Yeah.
right? Everybody
Tenacious.
uses spinosad, and now I'm bummed because there's praying mantis, and I'm like, well, I don't want to kill the praying
Yeah.
mantis, but I don't want to grow plants for moths and worms. So now
Yeah.
you're stuck
Yeah.
in the hard place of, fuck, I'm gonna have to kill something, or
Something.
Or risk 75% of my crop just
Right.
because.
Yeah.
yeah. So do I want to
Well,
kill
one-
plants, or am I gonna have to feel guilty for killing these little bugs? And man, I feel even when they're answering my sink, I try to get them out of there before I turn on the water. I don't want to kill nothing, but like, dang,
Yeah.
what do I do?
Well, there's certain ones like bud moths. You're not going to build a plant or select a plant that's resistant to fucking budworms. Like, it's not going to happen.
Nope.
No, you have to stop
Nope.
them. Yeah.
It would have to be
Yeah.
a completely sealed, netted type of greenhouse type of
Nets.
environment. That's the only way.
And that's
it.
a lot of work, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like you with the winds the other day, those even breezes like that just wreak havoc on those type of things.
I like that. So I actually will feed the birds,
Okay. Yeah.
and they do like there. When I notice there's a bunch of dragonflies out, I'll take the bird feeder away, and I'll let the dragonflies go. When they transfer to another yard, because you can see them as a group transfer to another yard, then I'll put the bird feeder back out, and I'll actually stack it.
Love it. Yeah. Bring them in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't get no dragonflies, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah.
Let's
they're
have
good.
some kind of water in that region area somewhere, right? Because they need water when they're little nymphs to hatch. I know that.
Yeah.
The birds
Yeah,
are
I
good
have
for
a
the
lot of-
grasshoppers, man. I had
Sorry. Are your plants starting to trigger? We were talking about that, I think, before you got on. Like your plants starting like that pre-flower stretch, that early stretch. They starting to trigger outdoors for you.
Here they are.
There's some. There's some of mine that are. There's some of mine that are already starting to have full bud sets. Like I think I have 2 from Bay Area that are starting
Nice.
full bud sets already. They got hairs on them and everything. And then I got a mule fuel and LA Kush cake that made it through, but they were bred up there in the valley. You know, they got all kinds of fucking problems up there in the valley that they deal with. And so they were pretty resilient, you know, like I said, with what I had to do. And they've been making it through. So and then the two tie, you know. I got 3 days off now. I'll spray those with water probably in two more days.
Stoked to see this flower this year. I got a lot of cool stuff in the garden.
at least you
Stuff in the garden.
saved something.
I know.
Yeah.
Some
I'm glad
try
you
you
got some.
saved.
Yeah, and then I did
Yeah.
save. I think I saved. I'll have to remember the name of 2 of them because it looks like they're starting to bounce back after I fucking ripped them apart and fucking transplanted them and moved them over, and we'll see how everything works out. I'll give you guys an update next week with pictures
Yeah,
and
good
everything.
luck, man. good work on the persistence, because that's hard to deal with. It's a big hit, man, and to keep going out there and looking after them, good for you, man.
Especially when it's hot. It's
What
so hard.
What about you, Ryan? What do you got going? Like,
Oh man, I've got one of Damien's Death Bubba by Bubba. I've got a Pashim Harmati, got a Kutbach Talo Squirrel Tail. I've got my Project Monarch F2. I've got my original cut from the first gen Project Monarch. The Ravi Rose 88G13 Volunteer, that big monster motherfucker. And then I have one or two of the Roberts Creek Congo by Haze for Days from Mr. Toad from Boneyard. So the Haze for Days was an F4. So hit that on the Roberts Creek Congo. And then the other one is that Golden Widow from Vicious Genetics, that one I told you guys about. So Malawi Golden White Widow. So trying to see how that goes. So dude's really good.
Good spread, man.
Yeah, nice weed that guy's produced, and he's really loving the Malawi side of the genetics. So he's got some stuff from his grandpa. So that's a cool fucking story lineage type thing. He's trying to grow it here in Arizona, and do some breeding and selection for the desert heat. But I really like his Golden Widow. The first gen of the Golden Widow, the F1, that first cross threw some really nice plants. So yeah, I got a good spread. Oh, sorry, I got cereal milk too. That was the one hype cut that I threw out there this year. Yeah. Cereal milk. Yeah. Nice. Same thing. I gotta dip into the whole field. I want to see all of it. And so a buddy of mine was like, yo, this cereal milk is hype, but it actually gets me high. So like check it out. And I'm like, cool, let's do it. You know?
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Good. I got a Sudanese that's in flower. Go ahead.
Do you speak with the BC Lone Wolf guy?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We chat.
Yeah, some awesome stuff, that guy.
Oh, he's got amazing stuff. He's got all the cool tie and all sorts of like every time he catches me off guard, and you think he's got something cool because his tie or whatever, but then he's got something cooler next time. Yeah.
Yeah, like that guy would be, if he'd go on the show, he'd be good because he's got a nice collection of really rare stuff too, kind of.
Yeah. Good point. I'll have to shoot him a message. He's got fantastic stuff. We're both chatting with each other like, oh man, I love what you got. And I'm like, I love what you've got, dude. So it's, he's got fire
I'm doing
stuff.
the same thing, but I think I'm on IC Mag talking to him. You guys go on IC
Mag? Nice. And I think he's got a light depth. I've seen buds already. He's got flowers already, I think.
Yeah, I think he finished some ties too.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what I saw.
And some squirrel tail and some other ones he just finished. Are you guys on IC Mag?
And I love that he's... Oh, no, I'm not. I mean, I think I've probably signed up, and I signed up for Overgrow as well, but I just haven't got into it or figured out the way to, I don't know. It's not easy enough when you've started with IG and it's just drop a picture and going back to chat. I mean, I want to do it, but I'm not in it.
I think it's worth it because they got some sativa threads on there, and he's got a bunch of his stuff, and there's some gnarly dudes where it's like 600 pages of different sativas, everything.
Yes.
It's called the Sativa Rust Spread. It's incredible. And that might be a good spot to where if we made our own little FCP thread, all the FC people could go there and post their stuff and talk about stuff. Right. And those won't ever get taken down. That is not going to get taken down. So we can make our own page, and then anybody from FCP could be like friends of family, could go and talk about their stuff and upload stuff there. On top of look at all these other guys' stuff that are growing stuff we love to grow, that we are growing.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That might be a cool little place too. So if shit goes haywire, we know we have that place to go to also.
That's a good point, because last time I got deleted off of IG, I came back on with a new account. And if you didn't write down or take a picture or memorize your friends' names. You can't
Yeah.
really like search for them because they block all the cannabis pages, right? So you have to know the exact way that they printed their handle to find guys again. So when you get deleted, man, you lose most of your contacts.
Kind of like, I don't know if you guys, when you were kids, you went to amusement park and your mom would tell you if you get lost, you got to meet at the clock or something like that, right? If you got lost, you had to go to this place and meet there. That should be our spot. Yeah. So if our shit gets lost, we all know as a community to go there and re-network with everybody.
I like it.
The big clock when we were kids, and our mom told us to meet at the big clock if you guys get lost.
Yeah, man.
Because you can talk about anything on there. They don't, nothing gets banned unless you're talking shit and want to fight somebody, but otherwise anything flies there. And you can post and videos and all that shit. And there's a lot of super knowledgeable people on that site also.
For sure. Probably people that are on there that we want to be chatting with that aren't on IG because they think, oh, that's bullshit, because it is. So it's probably, you know, we're missing out on some of these
too. So you have Europeans, right? That was kind of Sam's home base. That's where he was there all the time posting all this shit. So it's dudes from Sam's era all the way down to the newest dudes, right? It's all over the world. The whole world's on that thing everywhere. So that might be something we have to stay especially connected. I brought it up because that sativa thread is incredible to see all the sativas from Africa, every continent you could think of, they got a plant growing on that thread.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is huge. I would nerd out on that forever. Like I've had to plant an African this year. I've got a Zamal by Lesotho Malati, and it's like 9 foot tall. It looks completely different from all my other plants. Its structure is amazing, you know, and the squirrel tail tie, West Bengal, Oaxacan, Maroof. We got the Baluchistan. Like I'm literally pulling out one from every corner. I got some black Afghani. I love the whole mix. And then there's more. You mentioned that guy, that BC Lone Wolf. I looked at his page and I was like, man, there's more, you know? So even if you're not growing it,
Mag, you're going to be like, holy shit.
Yeah. But you got to chat about it because you're not growing it. So
Thai
talk
stick
to someone who is.
Whole thread on Thai sticks, old ones, new ones, making new ones. They have the how to cure your weed like Malawi Champa, and that's been going for a couple years. So there's so many photos of dudes still currently trying different methods of curing the weed like that. Cutting it fresh, trying a little bit, sealing. Oh, it's right up our alley. There's so much stuff. It's incredible.
Yep. International Canographic. It's a fantastic site. Yep.
Yeah, come on. And we can't lose this stuff. That's why you need.
All you had to do is hit the new post and scroll down and look at all what's the newest post, and there's always something. Right, the OG thread is so long; it's been going for years. So if you want to just look at OGs, filled with dudes and their OGs arguing about which OG is the real. It's all that. It's hilarious. It's all there. Everything.
You got to dig a little bit, but that's where I got a fair bit of the info on the Bear Frog 88G13 that I have.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
They're back there for years talking about it, who got packs of what and did another seed increase. And like it's had fucking dozens of people have done it because everybody loved that weed back then. So it's cool to be able to touch that and then like look back and read the history on it. It's super fucking. I find it very rewarding.
I think cool. It started in 2009, and most of the shit's there. So every phase in cannabis, every key player at one time, everybody has something on there at one point. Right, all the Chem Dog guys were on there, and Joe Brand and everybody. And there's the Chem Dog 101 thread that explains all the different pictures of plants, and everything is there. Everything. DJ Short used to be on there. Everybody. The guys in Greenland.
That's like a library, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's cool is, right, it won't get deleted like an Instagram or a Facebook. So everything will always be there. Right? Have you heard of the Krusty buckets? The dudes in Greenland who did the vertical 1,000-watt lights in the Krusty buckets and got like 10, 12 pounds each plant indoors?
Holy fuck.
Yeah, fucking
Was that
trees.
when they lined-
Music, chainsaw.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Massive containers where it's just perlite and soil, and that's the crusty bucket. And then they would add their own hydro food, but the containers were massive, and they had vertical 1,000-watt lights that would dangle vertical bare bulb, and they'd put one, then a plant in between, and another one, and they would tic-tac a whole room.
Yeah.
Dude, these plants, you needed a goddamn chainsaw.
Massive.
They were trees now, indoors. Right, and the whole purpose of that was plant limits. So how can we find to get the most weight based on only having 6 plants?
Yeah.
Right, so that whole evolution of all the weed shit is all you see it all there. Crusty buckets, everything. The OG
That's
phase, all
important.
shit. Cookies comes out. They're the cookies threat start, and it's all cookies for 5 or 6 years. So yeah, it's good for cross reference and meeting dudes and seeing a lot of stuff that same interests as ours. And like I say, it would be a good home base to where if Peter has problems, there's a backup thing over there also.
Yeah. Hey, that's huge because I mean, there's so much golden information. Like even just having you on the show, I'm sure we're all excited to have you on. We all know how much knowledge you could drop on us. We're never going to get it out of you in an hour and a half. I mean, I could ask you.
I'm no different than every one of you guys. I'm just happen to be older, and like a lottery, I was born into a weed situation. And at the time, I didn't realize the significance until way later on. I went, "Whoa!" I was in the weed world. I was born into a very rare situation, but I'm no different than you guys. My whole goal was to find the best weed ever. Because Mexi weed, you didn't get that high. So even if you spent 20 on a gram on some killer weed, you're going to get way more higher than buying $20 worth of Mexican. So you became a pot snob at an early age. And when you become a pot snob at an early age, you're no different than you are now. You've just been doing it forever. That's all. So I'm no different than you guys. I was just like, some people win the lottery. I won the lottery in this way, I guess. I don't know. As the first
tell us what's.
I don't think I won the lottery as I see what's happening, but
sure,
right? No. Yeah, to imagine seeing what my dad saw his whole life, right, until he passed away. Medical was way established, recreational. I remember like I took him to shops when they opened for the first time in LA, and we'd walk in, and there's this bud tender, this kid trying to tell my dad what weed was. Like really? Is this what's going on now? You got some 19-year-old kid trying to tell my dad what a sativa is? This dude was smoking weed in 63, bro. You weren't even a sperm yet or even thought of.
I love that.
So yeah, it's just weird. And it is what it is, right? Everybody knows.
Please tell us what's your best, give us a couple tips on what's available from Golden Coast Genetics that some people might say, there's some people are going to say which one gets me the highest, but I'll say which one's the most entertaining to you. What would you say we'd all enjoy smoking of yours? Maybe like as a sociable get together, if we were all in the same room right now and we were going to light one up, which one of yours would we be spliffing up?
I don't know, because right, that's like saying, well, what ice cream do you want? Everybody's gonna have choice on the ice cream, right? He likes Rocky Road. He wants something with peanut butter, right? So it's hard to say this one.
I'll make it easier. What 2 or 3 things have you got that are more Landrace based for some Landrace nerds like us? If we were trying to get some beans before Christmas from you, and we
really like what I call the Colombian, but I think is the original haze before the Mexican and the Thai got added, because it's hard to distinguish between a Colombian and this one. But the structure on this is a little better than most of the Colombian you saw. But the smell aroma profile is, you couldn't get any more hazy, classic Colombian, piffy, so to say. You know what I mean? Like Blue Dream, that aroma in the air that lingers like an incense for a long time.
Yeah.
That's what these particular Colombian hazes have. But I have one, it's kind of like a melon. It's not really the mango. It's more like a green cantaloupe maybe, or melon. And then I kept one, it's real foxtaily, and that one's dead on like those little root beer barrel candies. You know what I'm talking about? They're little root beer barrels where they're real sharp little beer flavor. Tastes like that, and cloves and kind of anise. Well, I don't want to say taste, that's the burn aroma. Because what I'm noticing about haze and Colombians and a lot of those, they don't really have any flavor. And if they do, it's yucky. It's the burn aroma that's super special, right? And I think aromatherapy has a lot to do with when we get high. When you smell something and it triggers memories from a long time ago, that's getting high, and that's a different type of high. So that's kind of in the sativas over the last 3 years, I've been kind of doing crosses with those because the vigor and the yield is through the roof. That's why you see Neville's haze and any haze hybrid, the yield is incredible. That's what those plants do to anything you cross them to.
Love it.
So with that in mind, I'm trying to go for the vigor and the yield, but then at the same time, which direction do I want to add that to? So I've been trying to think of things where that aroma complements weed that when you smoke it has a taste. And that was some of the Master Bubba, right? Master Kush crossed with Bubba, because it kind of has that incensey Nag Champa taste, sweet taste in a way. So I thought that would blend well with that incense aroma. It would fill in uniform. So I get the incense aroma from the hazy Colombians, but now I get a little bit of that taste because of the Master Kush and the Bubba comes through on the palate. And at the same time, maybe I can add some of that extended yield to the Master Kush and Bubba. And can I add some of the resin from the Master Kush and Bubba onto the Colombian / hazes? So that was kind of that direction with those. And then I thought, well, great, right, they have the saying, gold is where you find it. And they mean the old guys that found gold there, that means there's gold there. So don't go dig somewhere where the old guys haven't dug, because there's no gold there. So gold is where you find it. I figured, well, Neville made gold. And what did he do? He took the haze and Colombian and crossed them with his best, most potent indica. And that's what I did recently by getting my best, most potent indica and cross it with the hazes. And that's what I'm excited about right now this round. That's the Viva Pistola across the garlic skunk onto the haze.
Oh.
And then
I was eyeing up the Pistola. I was eyeballing that one.
Right, I knew already the characteristics of the garlic skunk and the haze. So in the offspring, I can notice all of them right away. So I ditched all the short ones because I didn't want them leaning too garlic or too narcotic. And I kept the hybrid looking ones and the more taller, narrow, hazy looking ones. And I did that with the same with the males. I kept a bunch of males and got rid of the short ones and kept a couple hybrids, but kept more of the tall ones. So as I continue working it, I'm going to try to steer it that direction and not towards the narcotic side, dense, harder buds. So that's what I'm kind of excited about. I sent Peter some stuff, but I kind of forgot what I sent him already because it's been like 2 weeks and we haven't talked yet, but he's supposed to list a bunch of stuff. He got those purple tie seeds and Viva Pistola. Oh, and then what I'm excited about is the Dark Walker garlic skunk, right?
That's got a stink, eh?
Gassy, chemi, OG, narcotic, get you high shit. I'm excited about these little guys.
Hell yeah. That'll sell out for sure.
LCG Colombian came out amazing. Reversed the LCG, put it on the Colombian. Every seed I grow from, they come out epic. Super loud cherry. The burn aroma is the Colombian. So you smell that dreamy, incensey thing in the air, but when you hit it, it's full on kind of like a smooth, creamy cherry. Worked out really well and made huge beats. They get color, so all the people love it because it's got a good nose. You can taste it and it gets color, right? So I'm trying to somehow do my part to get people into more narrow leaf stuff. So that's why I'm trying to make narrow leaf with modern color, so there's an appeal for them to want to try it. Right? A kid's going to want to try something with LCG in it before he wants to try a Thai Columbia.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
So if I could put something gelato or runts LCG and something old, maybe that helps a transition between the younger generation to learn about the older stuff.
Yeah. You're building a bridge for people. That's important.
Rotten had a question, Dave. He said, what have you noticed about the genetics that go brown or gold quickly after dry?
I think that's just the way the chlorophyll is evaporating, right? Some plants grow golden. Some plants, when you dry them, also turn golden. All plants, if you dry them in the sun for long enough, they'll go golden. But some plants, even if you put them in the dark, they go golden. So I think that has to do with the chlorophyll removing it somehow, off-gassing or removing itself from the plant. And maybe some plants do that quicker than others.
Yeah, that is interesting. And I wonder if it has anything to do with size. Does a plant get rid of its chlorophyll quicker if it's a 14-foot tall sativa than a 2-foot tall?
Well, I guess
indica?
That would matter what the medium it's growing in. Did it deplenish the nourishment? Then it's going to do that, right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
right. But if it's good nourishment, we don't know. But all plants tend to yellow up towards winter, right? Because they got to save energy and shed the leaves and concentrate sugars and get into a vine shape to withstand the cold and store energy to start up again. So most plants, right? If you over ripen weed, eventually the leaves are going to turn yellow and it's going to go weird looking because it's over ripened and it's trying to go after sugars. Right? And that's another weird thing I learned. Since we see in a certain wavelength, we see these trees in the fall make these colors. But under certain wavelengths, you don't even notice that. It's actually green. They're just different like shades of green, but the human eyesight doesn't see that wavelength, so we see them as reds and purples and stuff. Like bugs, right? Bugs see. Okay. Remember that movie Terminator, where how he saw everything all weird? That's how bugs see plants. When they fly through crops of corn, they can see parts of the crop that's stressed, gets weird in their vision, and they'll all concentrate on it and go after the weak plants. And that's one thing, right, I try to think about is got to stop trying to see things through a human and try to see things through nature's point of view, because I think it's a different approach than looking at things via humans' way of looking at things.
I think it's going to depend on your terp profile too. If you've got some really volatile solvent-like terpenes, it's going to break down your plant tissue a little faster. So they gold up quick. As soon as you put them into that dry cure, bang, they go gold.
Right? Yeah. That's probably evolutionary traits over time, right? The plant had to develop this certain thing so it could survive in this area, and part of that could have been a terpene or whatever. And
whatever.
It just goes with the plant now.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
I feel like Acapulco golds, they did go gold, but they also girth the plants towards the end of the harvest before they harvest them. They girth the plants to cut off the nutrients going to the plant, i.e. the nitrogen, and they would still be alive, but they'd go real golden. Right? And I do know, right, sativas and hazes, the longer they cure, seems like the smoother and the better they are. Whereas the opposite spectrum of hybrid indicas, they go off.
Fresh.
They go off. They're better, more of a fresh thing.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but hazes are like fine wine. The longer you, even 2-3-year-old haze tastes even way better. Because I think all that crap disappeared and you're only tasting that good shit you like. Right? Those terps stick around, but all the crappy shit evaporates and you're left with just the good shit. Chlorophyll's gone, and this particular terpene held up well where the other ones disappeared. And then when you hit it, you're like, wow, this burns smooth, tastes super good.
Monoterpenes are harsh. Sesquiterpenes are not so much, and the sesquiterpenes last longer.
And I did notice, you guys notice, sativa ash is always like dark and hard.
Unless you let it go like a year.
Yeah, well, I've been smoking some, has been in my fridge for a year. Even those ashes are like dark gray, kind of dark. I was kind of thinking that over time, how the Mexi joints used to run a lot and stuff. So I wonder if it has something to do with sativa's cell structure that makes it burn kind of different, end up with that situation.
Sure, because there's got to be so many differences in that plant. The way that some of those equatorials don't show that resin coverage, you don't see the frosty bling, but they get you wasted. So that's totally different already.
Yeah, that's a good point right there. Right, it's in the plant, it's not on the exterior, and whatever that is in the plant is probably why it causes that after it burns.
For sure, not that protective coating. It's not protecting itself from frost, right?
Or it's just a different chemical makeup in the vegetative material that doesn't probably want to burn like other weed burns when it gets hot or whatever. So, right, because the hotter the fire, the more white the ash. That's why all that white ash shit on joints is bullshit. Because if it's a big doink with a huge cherry on it, it's going to be burning hot as hell, and that ash is going to go white no matter what. Right? The real test would be a small joint. How white is the ash on a small joint?
Yeah, moisture content, combustion rate. Yeah. That's all. Yeah,
a lot of it's just all science. Really, really hot will get them real white, like a briquette in the fucking barbecue. Ones have been burning forever; they're white as can be. But the edges where it hasn't burnt yet, right? You could see the transition from white to gray to black. I think that's pretty amazing that we didn't even really go to universities, but we know more than probably most university teachers about shit on a whole around everything, right? You know, fucking geology and geography and plant species and environmental control and cultural shit. Not bad for stoners. Right.
Hell yeah.
See this one. What's your stand on the theory that Acapulco gold is a technique of drying the plants?
Yeah, that's what.
That probably happened, but again, they girthed them. You cut the cambium layer at the bottom of the plant. That's the green skin on it, and you cut that in a circle and rip off a piece of it, so you could just see the woody part, and then all the nutrients can't go up the plant, so it starts growing and using all the chlorophyll. So then it starts going gold while it's growing. Right, you're cutting off the nutrients to the plant, but it's still getting its water supply. And we've all grown a plant, right? Hydro or whatever, where you don't give it enough food. What does it do? It starts going yellow right away.
Yep.
And that's what's going. You're cutting off all that food, but you're keeping it alive.
Okay.
But again, like some weed tries gold. I think it was probably marketing. Once they found out Gringo wants the gold stuff more, they probably started girthing all kinds of shit down there and saying it was Acapulco gold.
Yeah.
But bro, I'm not going to lie. I probably do the same thing. Like I'm 20 years old, I'm trying to make money, and these motherfuckers can pay this. Fuck yeah, that's what it is. Right? We got to think we have different mindsets when we mature and different ethics and codes. But when you're young, you're like, fuck it, bro. We got to.
Of course, whatever it takes.
Where did nitrous balloons come from at dead shows? They ain't giving those away. They're like, fuck it, dude. We get some for $5 a balloon. Go get a tank and some balloons. So it's a little mini version of capitalism run amok, but not too bad. Right? If the deadhead dudes pulled up a nitrous truck tank, that would be the full-on capitalism. But a couple deadheads with some 80-ton tanks at the show, that's not bad. That's the good capitalism we like.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting a little something. You get your balloony loony, and we get little bucks to keep our next show going to give you guys more balloony loonies.
Right.
And that's what we're doing. We're going to plant, hoping to make it. so we can
Call
get
that
out
some
more
redneck
stuff
capitalism.
later to make it to the next round, to share more stuff, to make it to the next round, to share more stuff.
Oh yeah.
We need that to happen all over again. Where's the next generation of the dead? What's the right? We need that back, that community, so we can
I was
start
talking
doing
about-
what
I mean-
you guys would.
You know what made weed real popular and trendy and everybody wanted to do weed? It was like back in the late 90s with all the reggae concerts. And reggae was super popular and everybody was there reggae shows everywhere and everyone was smoking weed and everybody wanted their reggae bass. They wanted to go to reggae concerts and started smoking weed. Right. And there was this good atmosphere, energy in the area about weed. There is none of that energy no more with weed. Somehow we got to create that somehow. Like the dead's good, but it doesn't cross all lines like reggae does. Everybody loves reggae, right?
Yeah.
So you can bring in more people, I think, to reggae than any other type of music right now.
Reggae on the river in every state.
Oh my God, that was like the best concerts I've ever been to in my life. 18, 19 years old from LA, getting to go to those concerts in fucking Humboldt in 1989. I was like in fucking heaven. Right? I thought I was the coolest dude in LA. Like, here's LA guy in Humboldt with all the real dudes checking out Bird and Spear, smoking real Humboldt weed, right? That's what Cypress. I remember that we went to Reggae in the River for a few years, and a few years after that, Cypress Hill comes out and they're talking about Humboldt. And me and my buddies like, those fucking busters don't know shit about Humboldt. They never. What are they doing talking about Humboldt? And then I'm like, well, fuck. I guess these motherfuckers know their shit now.
Right.
We even clowning Cypress Hill for talking about Humboldt. They've never been to Reggae in the River.
Oh shit.
Love that.
Yeah,
Good
that was
story,
a
dude.
that was a special experience, boy. I'll tell you. I don't know if any of you guys been there, but imagine it's like a dead show, but just reggae in Humboldt. Same type of shit.
Bring it on. Let's go.
Exactly like a dead show, but it's in Humboldt and it's reggae. I think that's the only difference. Same
What is
mindset,
it?
same people, same everything. Just different music and Humboldt.
Oh yeah.
My introduction to Humboldt was a regenerative agriculture sciences conference that Dutch Blooms had put on. And that was the first time I went to Humboldt. Fucking holy fuck. Just like the freeness, like you were talking about, just everybody smoking, everybody sharing, like, yo, check out this jar, check this fucking shit out. Like, it just, everybody was about it, and it was super fucking cool. And that was
like the trees too, and going down the road and look at those massive trees and shit.
Avenue
Like,
of the Giants.
Beautiful.
I get it now. I get it why the weed's always been so good, and you always heard about Humboldt, and you're like, fuck. This is like some kind of Disney movie.
Yeah, it's
Perfect forest. The ground's got perfect red pine needles all over it and big trees. And you're like, what the
mushrooms everywhere, fucking moss growing on everything. It's
right, that's all you hear all day long is peace, pot, right? Doses, shrooms, doses, shrooms, or yummy, yummy veggie burritos. People all along the place selling all their shit, burritos and doses and shrooms and right hacky sacks and all that shit.
Utopia. This is utopia you're explaining right here.
Right, and we didn't realize it. It's just one of those things when you're young, you think it's always going to be like that. Every year there's going to be a reggae in the river.
Yeah.
Then you get old and go, fuck, bro. We didn't realize how good it was.
Whatever happened to that? Damn. And they try new things, right? But it might never compare to what
Not
you
with the
experienced.
internet fucked up everything.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right. Internet made shit not cool no more. Because when everybody knows about it, it's not cool. And when the internet, everybody knows it's not cool no more. That was like the club that no one went to. It was cool until everybody found out about it. You're like, fuck, we got to find a new club. This sucks. Everybody knows about it. That's the way weed was when it was illegal. And then it became medical. I was pissed. It's like those assholes had nothing to do with it before, and now it's all fucking cool and they can't get in trouble. Now they're, fuck, this fucking sucks. Fuck these people.
I was happy for medical because I could finally not get in trouble for it. Shit.
Well, that's what it was. That's
Hell yeah.
what brought everybody in. because you had to be knowing what you're getting into to do it when it wasn't illegal, because you
Yep.
did get in a lot of trouble. But if you had common sense, you could keep yourself from getting in trouble.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
I mean, there was some luck involved. There were variables that got you in trouble, but mostly if you paid attention and you had common sense, you could get away with it. Right? Don't invite chicks over to the house. Don't invite any. Don't tell nobody. Don't invite people over. Keep your shit stealth. Keep your house
Simple
looking
and stealth.
good and maintained. Don't let it go to shit. Don't have like air conditioners running all winter, all day long in the winter, like all that little shit. If you pay attention, you're all right.
That's a giveaway.
Right? But when you got the
Right.
window AC with a big chunk of ice on it working in December 24 hours a day, bro, people are going to wonder what the fuck.
Yep.
And that's when
That's
they
the
look
giveaway in Canada. It was the melted snow on the roof in Canada. If you
Yeah.
ever saw a roof, no snow on it, you knew
Same
what
in
Buddy was
England.
doing.
You see all those pictures in England of the houses where everything's snow, but this house has no snow on their roof at all.
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
Yep.
fuck.
That's funny.
You got to learn somehow, I guess.
That's right.
So I think, yeah, all of us will just keep going till the wheels fall off. Probably trying to grow stuff that's different, that's not all the same as everything. So if we do get something good, maybe we have a chance to contribute to something that's different for a change and not replicating and copying the same shit.
Yep.
'Cause that's all a lot of
Yeah.
shit that's going on.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's just
Keep
Well,
it fresh.
I get it.
copies of copies of copies of copies of copies.
It makes sense, right? In a very basic, like just looking at it at face value, this plant's really popular. A ton of people like it, and it sold a lot, and so is this one. So I'm going to breed them together. But then, if you don't know that the background is essentially the same, and you're breeding essentially two siblings together that have the same genetic makeup, you're just going to find a slightly different version of what was before.
What's the
Nah.
mindset behind the person making the seeds?
Yep.
Yeah.
Some dudes, right?
They're just trying to imitate. They're just
Yeah,
trying
I'm going to
I
make
want the
money,
next
and all
thing
these
that's like
people are
this.
going to follow me and give me likes, and oh fuck. So I'm just that thing's. I mean, I hate to say it. There's a dude in LA, in a ghetto neighborhood. That's all he does, and the whole world loves this dude. And if you really look at his grow, honestly, if we were honest with ourselves, we'd be like, that's the most disgusting grow I've ever seen, with no intention or purpose behind the breeding except to make something to try to sell some packs.
Yep.
And all of it gets turned into hash, so he doesn't have to grow them pretty. He doesn't care what people gets because he's turning them into hash. He's never going to see them completely flowered and what they actually can do. And they're all so goddamn similar. And that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you're out talking shit about people and putting yourself on a pedestal and making people look bad, you're fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Right?
And do
I
well,
think
that's
anybody can do that.
Yeah.
It's your intention behind why you're doing it. And if you bring bad ethics to it, you could fuck off. But if you're just a dude who's got a backyard filled with shit from all over the place and you like what you're doing and there's no bad intention behind it, fucking do it.
I want more of that.
That
I
shit.
want everybody to be doing it like
Call yourself a
Yeah,
breeder.
right.
Well, I'm not mad. You know what I mean? Because there's all different types of breeder. The only thing that matters to me is what is the intention and the purpose for doing it. And if you have ill will or ego involved or any of that shit, fuck off. There's too many of us that have a lot of passion that can't even pay bills, and there's not enough room for dudes like you to steal other people's shit and copy them and keep the same name and not even change the name. And then when the dude finds out, you go, oh, fuck him, and make a YouTube video dissing the breeder that you stole the genetics from and kept the same name and sold the seeds. Like, how was that breeder, and what did the breeder do wrong? He didn't
There's
do
no
nothing
community there.
All he did is realize what you did, and now you're attacking this dude. And that's what we don't need. No matter how popular the dude is or fancy the names are, that's not going to help our weed community survive. right? Because all the big money noticed that shit and they pit it against each other. Because when we fight against each other, we're dividing our power against who should be used against the right people. Right? And that's what they want. They want the hemp people to fight with the get you high people, because that creates division and it makes them easier for them to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But sadly, we can't all have the same mindset and intentions. So my attitude is just roll with the punches. Hopefully karma comes into play and they'll get theirs, whether it's good or bad.
Yep.
Right? I'm not the judge of karma, like I told Andy. I'm not the judge of karma. I got to leave that up to the universe. Right? I don't agree with these people's actions, and yeah, I'd like to do shit, but it's not my position to do anything. Because then in a way it makes me kind of bad like them.
Sure.
Right? Because that's not our position to do that. That's the
Don't
universe.
step down.
Right? And everything happens for a reason. So maybe it's a learning lesson the universe has given me. I don't know.
That's one of the ways. So there was a point in time in a buddy's outdoor grow where I had the opportunity to do something of that sort, and I did for like 2 years, and it took a lot of work in a larger team than we thought it would in order to care for something that large. And so I think for some people the showmanship of it is what helps them to drive their brand. And when you feed into the showmanship, that's when you're feeding into their brand. And some brand makers fucking love that. They feed even more off of that.
That's what they actually thrive off of, is right, that attention that they created themselves somehow. Whether the narrative is true or not, the narrative is getting out and they're getting a response from it.
And so for me, like,
that's like the narcissist person. Right? That's what they thrive on. They want to be me, I did this. Everything is about them. So when they get people going, oh, dude, you're the best. That shit was so sick. They're like, yeah, and they see it working, so they do it more. And that becomes who they are, right? They're programming themselves.
Yeah.
But is there durability behind that? Is there durability behind that illusion? And only time will tell. Time is the greatest.
That's the thing, yeah.
I don't know. I've seen one dude.
When we did it with the team, like none of us agreed, like, stay the fuck off social media, because we knew what it would do to us, you know? And we did it, and it was fine. It worked out great. Like, we parted ways, whatever. After the 2-year experiment was over, but it was a lot of fucking work. And so, like, to see someone else do that, and like I think we had talked about the similar grower. I was interested. And so, yeah, I did do a lot of research, and I think there is a wider team behind that. And like I said, some people use the showmanship as the way to fire up the people, and it works.
If it works for them, they're going to keep doing it.
Yeah, it fucking works. People love the fucking drama, and so why not utilize it and fucking and get it, you know? So yeah, but
it's just another way to spotlight. It's just another spotlight, right?
Some of these dudes are hard to get rid of. One dude, real little guy, he's been around for a long time. Real little guy, not well liked, well known, hated. That dude's like a damn cockroach. Holy shit! There's no way. The shit he's done to people, it's phenomenal. Like, I knew 5 people personally that wanted to fly across America to his house to kick his ass. When you got dudes willing to buy a plane ticket to fly halfway across the country to beat a dude's ass, the dude is hated. That dude just went like the Energizer Bunny. He talked shit about everybody. You name it. Duke Diamond, you and JJ, everybody. He talked shit about everybody. And he just kept going like a little cockroach. No problem. And it always make me wonder, like, what, is karma real? Like, how does this dude continue to do this and still keep going? Right?
Let it be, because
Funny
he's the
that
one who'll have to
two
rest
dudes
with
I'm actually talking about actually got
Yeah.
into it with each other. It's hilarious. They actually got in a big ass war with each other. And one of them got pushed to the
Yeah, they
side
did.
and one made it. And he's still around, just cruising right along over down there with Easy and the rest of the gangsters.
But I like it. The point is good intentions, right? Set good intentions, good karma, put out good karma, and just, try to do something good in the world, man, right?
Well, at least, like, for me, at least when I go to sleep,
Yep.
I don't want to be thinking about all the shit I did to people.
Yeah.
I at least want to be able to go to sleep and get some sleep. So that's the only thing I can thank God I'm not one of those people. Right?
Exactly.
I can go to sleep at night knowing that, oh,
Got
I
a
don't
clear
have to come up
conscience.
with this story to make this person look bad because I did this. Or I don't, tomorrow I'm not going to go report that dude's page, right? I'll just do this instead. Fucking haters. And it's all because it's jealous. You're not affecting their life. They're just mad, jealous people.
Yeah.
They're all fighting for a top spot that doesn't exist because it's too diverse. There's never going to be the single best breeder. There's never going to be the single best plant. Like, it's just too many different people like too many different things, and that's cool.
Right.
Well, that's
and we've
right,
all
man.
seen those guys.
Great.
They're like the nicest dudes in the world. But as soon as they find out they can't get something you have, the whole mindset changes. What the really, bro? Really that quick, that easy? Like, wow, we've all seen that a million times.
Yep.
And it's right. Even I still get burned thinking I can read people well and I could trust them and I give them shit. And I still get burned. So I've learned I'm a shitty judge of character.
Kind of
People are sneaky.
Segue, huh?
Yeah.
Segue, huh?
Again, maybe that's the universe trying to teach me something. I don't know. It is what it is. But getting mad about it doesn't help anything. So I might as well just try to roll with the punches and learn what I learned from it.
That's right, man. Learn from these lessons and move forward and be positive and optimistic and take the next step forward. No steps backwards, man.
Oh, yeah.
We're not getting any younger and we don't get to do it again.
Exactly.
Right? This is our ride.
That's
so
for
we got to
sure.
make
This is the ride. Yep.
ride.
When you work and move in the right way, especially within the circles of this plant, you're given enough abundance that if somebody's ripping you off and somebody's trying to be a dipshit, as long as you're observant and you're paying attention and you catch it quick enough, you've got enough to move on, step aside, and keep making more. And you just let them do their own thing and let it fizzle, and it'll fall away.
That's hard to control your emotions, though. And people are disrespectful or talking shit or something. Definitely. It's really hard to control your emotions because it's so easy to hit the keyboard and post something real quick, and then go, "Damn, I probably shouldn't have said that shit." Whatever. So now I'm learning like I'll get in fights with people if I know the argument will teach somebody something. Because people are reading those comments. So if they're going to learn something out of it, I don't mind getting in arguments with people. But over stupid shit, I just completely ignore it. And if you kind of rub me the wrong way right away, my profile is private. Everything's gone. Out of sight, out of mind. That's my mindset. If I don't see nothing, I can't be mad. I can't make false accusations or be right. Because I don't want to read into something and be wrong and accuse somebody of shit. I've done that before. I'm not perfect. So I found a way to avoid that is out of sight, out of mind.
Yep.
Right?
As best as possible. Yeah.
Just want to avoid conflict and do my thing. And I try to learn to pick my fights wisely if I have to fight somebody.
Yeah.
Good call. And you know what else? I think there's something with cannabis growing and the person's mindset or character or energy. That's the word. I think if you're growing weed and you're an angry person and you're in your grow and you're pissed off about whatever's going on, I think that feeds into the plant somehow. This is just my thought. I don't know shit. I'm just a stoner too, right? But I just feel like if you're a good person, something good is going to go into that cannabis whether it's for you to consume or whether for you to pass on and it's good for other people. So I think bad energy might create a bad grow environment and maybe have some bad vibes in the weed, man. So be happy, grow your weed,
I believe
put some
that
good
too, but I
vibes in.
still wondered how some of these little characters continue to go for years with that bad energy and still stay above the water. Right? I have the best intentions ever, but dude, I'm like 3 months behind on every bill, struggling. But these creeps are like, hey, no problem. I'm flying on a plane going to do this event. I'm going, how in the fuck? You're so like shady. How does that work out? Right? I guess
when a flood comes, the bunnies drowned and the cockroaches float, right? It doesn't make sense, right?
That's a good way to put it.
It's not, I don't know.
I never heard that, but that's a great one. Boy, is that true, right? The bunnies would sink and the damn little roaches would be floating.
All the nice animals are going to die and the gross ones are all going to survive, man. I don't know. Something
maybe I guess that's how all of our purpose is, to be the good example and get shit on, but at least we're a good example, to try to remind others to be a good example.
There,
yes, man. Right? We're this sacrificial. Someone's got to do it. Fuck it.
Someone's got to take the hit.
Right? Well,
if we don't do it, nobody else is going to witness it, so it's not going to get carried forward. That's the whole thing. You've got to do the thing that other people are not doing, so that it's still there for you later in the future.
Yeah, I think that's key too. It's right. We got to stop worrying about other people and worry more about ourselves.
A little bit. It's a little bit. It's got to be a little bit selfish in order to have this much passion in something, because you're doing it for yourself. At the end of the day, I'm growing these plants for me. If other people like it, I get to share it with them. That's like a fucking golden cherry on top that just makes me so much happier. But really, at the end of the day, I'm doing this for me. It's a selfish endeavor.
Somehow we can make a living doing what we're doing. That's good enough.
Yep.
Right? I don't need fancy shit. I don't want that shit.
I want the stuff I like, and that's it.
I just want to pay bills and wake up and do what I like to do, and pay bills and wake up and do what I like to do, and it is what it is.
I don't get money from cannabis, but I get a stress relief from growing it. My plants are they take away all the bullshit from work, man. I come home to the garden.
It's your mental wealth.
That's my mental wealth, man. My mental health.
Yeah.
And that's priceless.
Yeah. Right? We only get one trip on this thing, so you might as well make the most of your health. I'm blowing it, smoking camels and shit, and I already blew it there, but that doesn't mean other people have to blow it.
100%, man.
Yeah, I don't know, but thank God it's weed, because we all met each other, we all get along good, and we're all experimenting, learning new shit, learning about other cultures, the planet, and shit. So yeah, I guess things do happen for a reason. Yeah. It's not over, right? We're talking like it's over. No, it's not over.
Nope.
I mean, I'm in the fourth quarter of life, but maybe I'll get it overtime. We're going to overtime.
One of the growing pain eras.
Cannabis, man.
Yeah. Right? To see all the phases, like infancy and teenage era of cannabis. Right? You're not so much the age, just the mindset we've all gone through. As we learn about it, don't know what it is, you learn what it is, then you're like, oh yeah, it's that stuff. Then you think you're like cool guy expert, and then you realize you don't really know what you're talking about. Then you finally like me, look back and go, it's been that long? It seems just like 5 years ago. What do you mean 2009 was fucking that long? Are you crazy? Now you looked at seeds in the fridge, go, really? I made these back in 2010? Has it been that fucking long? What the fuck, man? I didn't realize it's been that long. And then weed's weird too, because it keeps you like mentally young. So even though you get older, when you talk to people, you're like, oh, what's up, dude? And you don't talk to people the same way as straight people your age would talk to them or look. And it makes me feel weird. So I go to the store and he's like, sir. I'm like, no, don't call me sir. Call me dude. I still feel like dude. They look at you all weird. And then I look at the dude and the Subway asked the kid, I was like, dude, what's the good weed? Because I knew he puffed. He's like, the Zaw. I'm like, what's up with the OG? He goes, what's OG? Like, he goes, I don't know what OG is. I go, well, what's the best weed? He goes, Zaw. I go, isn't there one that's the best? He goes, well, all the best weed is called Zaw, but I like this one. He said Purple Punch or something. I went, fuck, I just realized this dude can be my kid. This kid, if I had a kid, this would probably be my kid at that age working at fucking Subway. I went, holy fuck, I'm fucking old. And I didn't realize I'm fucking old. Right? Because I'm cussing it. What's up, bro? Talking to dudes in 7-Eleven about hitting chillums and ganja and shit.
Yes, don't stop. Don't stop doing any of that. And you're not old. Weed is the time machine, man. And it keeps you back in time. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, we love
you
it.
have kids, Andy, right?
Stay yourself.
Yeah.
Hey?
How old are your kids?
Mine's 4. My oldest is 14, so he's just starting to get friends.
Kids, Damien? Who else has kids?
Yeah, I got a 12 and an 8-year-old.
School events, do you have to pay attention how you talk to keep yourself from going, fuck yeah? Right? Imagine that like a school event or a PTA meeting or something. You're like, oh shit, I got to watch my mouth. I forgot about this.
I mean, I grew up in a welding shop, so.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I grew up in a Mexican household, so I learned how to adapt. It's like being in front of grandma and kids. You learn how to shut it off.
Yeah,
I'm the only one
who grows weed for so long. You don't have to shut it off. It's hard to remember when to shut it off.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's my situation, right? I don't have kids, not married, and I'm just like, yeah, I did. Fuck yeah, I do a bong toke. I'm like, oh shit,
dude. At my kid's school, I got all the teachers hitting me up to bring them gummies and shit. And it's like, you guys know I can't bring that on school property, right? Like they're like, oh, you got good brownies and stuff, right? Like they know what I do, and it's like, no, not fucking here. I don't like.
Oh, that's good shit.
That's a good one.
Another thing, my buddy has kids. And he's like, yeah, my son's graduating. They want to have a senior party over at the house. I think I'm going to get him a keg and they're going to be doing bong tokes. And I was like, are you fucking crazy? You're going to let your kid bring all his high school buddies over and smoke weed and drink? And then I had to go, well, yeah, that's what we all did. Why but
not everybody had a fucking video recorder.
That's what we all did the same thing.
Right.
And that's when I realized I'm getting old. I was like, holy shit. Now I'm getting mad at this dude for same shit we used to do.
The rule is the cameras go in the box, okay?
Yeah.
The phones and the cameras go in the box.
Yeah, sure. I couldn't imagine partying now, dude. Like fucking there's evidence for every fucking thing.
Yeah.
Somebody and you never fucking know. It's like, nah, I think I'll just kind of hang out in the open and just be very transparent. I'm not trying to get in a fucking
My hands are clean, okay? I'm gonna wash my hands every day, all the time, okay?
Kick it with the homies when things get a little bit fucking thick. But other than that, like I'm glad.
Another problem about being old and weed is you can't talk to anybody younger than you that you don't know about weed, because they automatically think you're like a cop or some fucking pervert, fucking Epstein guy or some shit. They're like, right, I've talked to so many dudes smoking bowls, like, what are you smoking? And they stop and look at you with this like deer eyes, right? Deer in the middle of the road eyes, like, oh, fuck. Yep. I was thinking, I should have thought the first thing they think is they think you're some fucking pervert dude or you're a cop.
Are you
cool?
See,
the world's not cool anymore. You can't just talk to people without them thinking something's up, right?
Well, no, if you're 35 or under, yeah, you could get away with it. They're like, no threat. Dude's not a cop, probably not a pervert. But when you get like over 40, 45, all of a sudden you're that guy now. Right? Remember you went to the club and there was that really old dude at the club and you're like, what the fuck is this old dude? Yeah, I realize now I'm that guy.
Yeah, now you're that old dude.
I'm that guy now.
So you're right, I got to be careful and shit. Like making jokes with chicks at fast food places. Like, bro, you're not young no more. You can't say those kind of shit to chicks and shit like that. You know, I want Subway. I was like, I want the biggest, softest buns possible. Right. And I was like, oh shit, I got to be careful how I start wording that shit. Yeah, I told her it's okay to squeeze the buns. Don't worry about squeezing the buns. I was like, oh, fuck. This
yeah, you're that guy, Dave.
17-year-old girl that's like,
fucking love it.
Don't change, Dave. Don't change.
No, it's scary.
Yeah.
Because nowadays you actually could kind of get in trouble for no reason. Right? That's how some of these Karens are. Like when Homer, when he had that gummy bear and it got stuck on the lady's butt and he went to pick it off her butt and he got busted for sexual harassment. He was on the news and all he was trying to do is get the gummy bear.
Right? No harm. No, right? He didn't mean anything by it.
Yeah, the Gummy DeMilo gummy bear got stuck in the butt. And he wanted that gummy bear bad. And then they got a picture of him reaching for the gummy bear on their lady's butt. Then Homer became a sexual predator. That's all it takes nowadays. Cameras everywhere. Shit, you know, fuck.
Perfect analogy.
Is it weird that I feel awkward like going into a convenience store with my daughter and like I think people are like thinking that I'm dating her and it's like it's my fucking daughter. I'm here to buy her a soda pop. Like, why the fuck are you looking at me like this? And it's just the world's a different place now. It's like you're trying to have that protective mentality, but then people are looking at you like you're the fucking weirdo, and it's like, no.
Daughter, the dad of a ballet daughter, dude. Like ballet dads, dude. Fuck. I like to have her mom fucking deal with most of that shit, just because.
It kind of shit. Because that's girly stuff, right?
Yeah.
Mom should be doing the ballet and help picking out the leotard and all that stuff.
There's single dads out there, man.
Oh, I know.
There are single dads out there.
But it does sound like a little more of a mommy thing. But if you got to do it, you got to do it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just more about realizing what's right and what's wrong. You know, there are certain things that are okay for men to be around and men to do. There are certain things that there's not okay for men or women to do or not do. Like,
yeah,
that's just we've got to come to that point. And yes, there's always exceptions to most rules, but there's some rules that just don't get broken.
Yep. You want to be there to support your kids.
It's a touchy subject we've ventured into, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, this is a touchy subject we've ventured into.
It's a little warm.
Yeah,
it actually hits.
I was completely shocked, just blown away. Like, I could not believe it, and disappointed and shocked at the same time. But yeah, man, I don't know. Yeah, whatever.
No, it's a real thing, and it hits kind of close to home. I guess now's the time to really address it.
Well, maybe not address it, but we know what's going on, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean more localized to this group of individuals. Dave, you're kind of in the dark on this one, and so is everybody else.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people watching this show, so that's may not be the right time to bring something up when there's a lot of people watching. We don't know who they are and how they may use information like that. That's all. But I think we're all on the same page where we're all shocked, and that's absolutely terrible, fucking disgusting shit. And I could especially sympathize with people with kids. Like, that must really hit home, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Whatever. So, yeah. So we could try to figure out, like, oh, Damon, by the way, if they had a home and gardens for that incorporated weed, bro, your house, like, that yard is fucking incredible. The job you did on it is amazing.
Thank you.
Remember, I told you I was on the way to see Burning Spear with Rob in the car, and I was like, Rob, you got to check out this dude's garden. And Rob was like, wow, this is amazing. Dude. I was like, I know, dude, it is amazing.
That's my mind blew when you told Rob about my garden and showed him.
Yeah,
thank you.
I was in the backseat with Rob on the way to Burning Spear, and the first thing I thought of was like, everything about it, the symbiotic relationship between all the plants to keep bugs away, the type of plants he picked, the placement, the colors. I was like, this is incredible.
Really
Right?
is.
I was
Thank
like,
you.
that is fucking amazing. Yeah, he really liked it.
I appreciate that. You know what, man?
Your backyard.
Yeah, I love that. You know, it was this show, like it was just me in this backyard. And I never brought anyone around. I just did my thing, you know, go to work, got a family here, come home to my family. I wanted my hobby to be at home. And I just turned my backyard into my hobby and I made it my place. And it was FCP and it was Peter and it was the show that kind of warmed me up to showing people what I was doing here. And now I share it a bit. And I think it's awesome. This is like an outlet for me to show people what I'm doing, you know, on a small scale. I don't need to show all my neighbors, but it's nice to share with others. And that's, you know, that's the beauty of it is I can do what I'm doing here and show you guys what I'm up to and, you know, appreciate a comment from someone who I look up to. So thanks, man. I really, really appreciate that.
It's like if I was to take my mom to your backyard, she would probably not even comprehend there's our pot plants because there's so many other plants that are unique, and special, and fit in there so properly that the whole yard looks so uniform that a person that's not familiar with weed would have no idea weed would even be growing back there. And then it's just a bonus for us weed guys because we know what it is. We realize it's going to work. And then your choice, right? You could pick any plants to put back there and arrange them, but you did it in such a unique way. It's like I've seen a lot of backyard type grows, not one like this with the amount of work and design and thought put into it. It's usually like a backyard with a patch over here, and then they got a flower patch over there or whatever. Right? You need a little lemur. You need some critter bouncing around from branch to branch, right? Like a little fucking squirrel or some shit up there.
I do. I've got them all here, man. We got the raccoons here. We got the squirrels here. Everything's here, man.
You got skunks?
Love it.
You got skunks?
We got no skunks. We've got porcupine. Skunks a little further away, but yeah, it's all of it, man. We got it all.
I was just say skunks are easy to make friends with. I made friends with one. He'll probably show up any minute too. This is his time. Fred rolls up and looks for his
I saw your skunk friend.
Yeah,
You've got a name for your skunk friend, don't you?
He's not organic. He's a LA fast food skunk. He loves 7-Eleven pizza. I buy him the little taquito from 7-Eleven. He loves that shit. And then
that's hilarious. You know what?
A little bit of my Subway sandwich. Boy, did he love Subway. So he's definitely
my raccoons. The raccoons only come when we have Indian food. Like we've got a nice spicy curry. And that's the only thing. That's what the raccoons come for. No joke, man. Like they stay away up in the trees, but as soon as we cook Indian, they're on the back deck trying to get some Indian food. I don't know what's up with that.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Right, I know. That's me with barbecue ribs. If I smell barbecue ribs, I'll be in your backyard too. Right? You can't bring them. They know what they fucking like. Or like, oh shit, there's that smell again. Let's go. He's got that shit again. Let's go get some.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
That's the other thing. I make friends with all the Indian dudes at the 7-Eleven. And I asked him, I showed him a picture of Fred. I go, do you have these in India? He goes, no, we don't have nothing like that. What is it? I said, you know the animal that sprays? He goes, oh yeah, no, we don't have those in India. So I thought that was interesting to learn is they don't have skunks in India either. So in theory,
solely American,
those people, does it smell like skunk? They're not going to know how to answer that.
They don't have
no, you got to know what skunk smells like.
Yeah, was it's from a long time.
Interesting smell.
Oh yeah, especially when it's up close. It's a whole different smell when you're right on it.
My mom drove over one.
Yeah.
If your car hits a skunk, your car's going to stink for a month.
Fred sprayed in here like a month ago. And dude, it was the worst. I was like, I don't like skunk smell anymore.
Take a bath in milk. Take a bath in
acidic and sour and piercing.
It's so bad.
it doesn't smell like a skunk really anymore when you're that close. It's just sulfur.
Yeah.
Sulfur.
That's right.
And then
Sulfur
also
bath.
With the air, does it take on that smell we like?
Being exposed to it for days at a time too, it changes like the way that you're offended by it, and then you get sensitized to it. You can smell changes in the odor, especially like if your dog got sprayed and you got to deal with it for a few days. Yeah. But labs, lactic acid bacteria, the same stuff we used to treat pathogens and harmful odor causing things in our soil and our pots, spray anything that's been hit with a skunk with labs and it'll help take care of that odor.
Yeah, that's a good one. Good tip,
what
man.
I learned
For
also is skunks see the skunk smell as like a warning. So my plants that smell like skunk, when I have him out here, he won't come in the yard at all. But once those plants are gone or different plants are growing that don't smell skunky, he'll come in the yard.
Okay.
I thought, okay, just assume, right? They probably like plants that smell like skunk because it smells like them, but they don't like it. So I think they may think there's another skunk around, and that could be a conflict. So I'm staying away.
Yeah, territory.
So I'm using reverse tactics now. So if I want to see if my plants are really skunky, put them in the backyard, and if Fred doesn't come around, then I know I'm onto something. But if Fred's coming around, then they're not that skunky.
This is your gauge, your skunk gauge. Put your garlic skunk
I got a bug gauge.
Yeah.
We all got a bug gauge. The
like
bugs always go to the most flavorable killer plants there are, period.
Yeah.
Especially the most flavorful. So if you want to notice your most favorable plants, look at which ones the bugs are attacking first. Because they always
going for the good food.
That's
the good food,
always.
Right? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I tell people bugs have been on the planet way longer than humans. So just because they can't talk doesn't mean they don't know shit we don't know. Yeah, bugs always. My lemon was a magnet. I have the whole room filled with shit, but only the lemon plants have the goddamn bugs on them. So that I realized those motherfuckers love lemon. God damn it.
Okay. Fucking.
Yeah, bugs speak in chemical language.
Oh yeah.
Sons of bitches.
All right, gentlemen.
What,
I think I'm going to wrap it. Evening.
That was a good show, man.
Gentlemen, it was a great show. Thank you, Dave, for coming on. Oh, yeah.
Good Stony rambles. Sure. Always fun rambling about Stony shit.
Oh, we're going to want you back for some more rambles for sure, Dave. You're a good guest. You've got lots of stories and experience we all like to hear about, man.
Yeah, all kinds of weird stories.
You're a good dude. Thanks,
dudes.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, man.
Oh, no problem. It's fun rambling with like-minded Stony bros.
Oh, yes. Thanks for coming. Whoever's in the chat.
Yep. Thank you, everybody.
Thank all you guys.
I was hoping Peter would hop on, but
he's on a plane, right?
He's on a plane, yeah.
Traveling rock star is always on a plane.
So someone's got it, right?
Like Pete Townsend or Peter Frampton or some performer, because he's always gone like a goddamn performer.
Hell yeah! All right.
Someone's got to be the captain, right?
That's a good thought.
Have a great night, y'all.
Nice to see you guys.
Here.
We'll catch you next time.